officials say the attacker who opened fire at the ICE office died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Well, after the fact, the parent company of YouTube and Google now admits to giving in to Biden administration demands limiting free speech. Censorship that saw certain users shut out.
Those who saw their YouTube videos and other content banned during COVID-19 and the 2020 election were invited back to the platform Tuesday in an astonishing mea culpa from the company that blamed their censorship on Biden administration pressure tactics. Alphabet Incorporated, the company that operates Google and YouTube, wrote in a letter Tuesday to Congress that they were forced into removing content by Mr. Biden and his senior aides. Company officials acknowledged that they had gone too far in banning content related to the COVID-19 pandemic and the 2020 presidential election results. Bernie Bennett, Washington.
Holding nothing back, President Trump has told the UN General Assembly that Western countries are being ruined by mass migration, and he says is being promoted and funded by the UN. Where should the Trump Presidential Library be located? Florida's chief executive has a suggestion.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is pushing to establish President Trump's presidential library in an iconic stretch of downtown Miami, a parcel of land adjacent to the Freedom Tower, a historic building rising alongside the glitzy condos facing palm tree-lined Biscayne Bay. In a video posted to social media, State Attorney General James Upmeyer touted the plan.
Florida will be blessed to house the presidential library for one of our very own state residents and to be a part of preserving such meaningful history.
Florida's cabinet is slated to vote on the plan on September 30th. I'm Julie Walker.
On Wall Street, the Dow futures up 58 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Dennis Prager here for AmFed Coin and Bullion. I've always been a strong believer in precious metals investment, and I've always been fascinated with rare coin collecting. But owning the wrong coins that only make dealers a lot of money can be catastrophic for your investment portfolio. AmFed Coin and Bullion specializes in taking people out of non-performing coin portfolios and turning them into gold, silver, or platinum bullion. They tailor a portfolio based on your goals and not what they want to sell you. You'll never experience scare tactics, misleading hype, or high-pressure sales from owner Nick Grovich and his very knowledgeable staff. They will evaluate your portfolio, show you how your coins have performed, and take the time to educate you on the ugly industry practices so that you can make an informed decision. Smart people can make very bad investments when they're under pressure and lack the facts. Call 800-221-7694. That's 800-221-7694. AmericanFederal.com.
They're now on the same page.
6 months ago, they were at odds in the Oval Office, but last night, Presidents Trump and Zelensky were of one mind at the United Nations. The Ukrainian leader said his relationship with Mr. Trump was better than ever, and he was positive America would support Ukraine to the very end. All this after President Trump said he believed Ukraine, over time and with European support, could win back all the territory it had lost to Russia. He also described Russia as a paper tiger and suggested it was not a real military power.
And that's the BBC's James Landale. Iran's supreme leader is rejecting direct negotiations with the U.S. over his country's nuclear program. It likely dooms a last-ditch attempt to halt the reimposition of UN sanctions on Tehran. Germany, France, Britain, and the EU urging Iran to take steps to address concerns over its nuclear program. Townhall.com. The robots are coming, and the national pastime may never be quite the same.
Major League Baseball's 11-man competition committee has approved use of the automated ball strike system in the major leagues in 2026. Human umpires will still call balls and strikes, but teams can challenge 2 calls per game. Challenges must be made by a pitcher, catcher, or batter. A team retains its challenge if successful. Reviews will be shown as digital graphics on outfield video boards. Adding robot umpires could reduce ejections, as most are related to balls and strikes. The system has been tested in the minor leagues since 2019. I'm Gethin Coolbaugh.
Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell signaling a cautious approach to further interest rate cuts. That is in sharp contrast to other Fed officials who have called for a more urgent approach on interest rates. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here? I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy middle of the week,
That's
everybody.
right.
Happy Wednesday.
Wednesday, we made it.
A little cooler.
It
Kind of feels a little different out.
It was weird because the sun was coming up this morning, but it was coming up literally behind just that black cloud.
Yeah.
So all you could see was just the line of pink in the sunrise.
Like, I don't even know if the sun's up yet. Don't feel like it is.
It's up. It's just back there somewhere.
Yeah,
it's way, way back there.
Yeah, it's kind of nice, a little cooler, crispness. I would say the closest fall-like morning we've had.
Yep.
This season.
And I would concur to that thought. Yeah, it was the first morning I've ridden or taken the kids to their mom's house with all the windows up so they wouldn't complain. But and I wasn't upset about it. I wasn't like way over hot. Not even like just uncomfortably warm. You know, it was nice.
We were just content.
Yeah.
Well, good. Well, enjoy. Get out there and enjoy this morning. Yeah, our high today is like 77.
Heck yeah.
That's pretty sweet. Tonight's overnight low is 54.
So maybe break out the extra blankets.
Yeah. Turn the fan down a bit. I don't know.
It's not quite heater season yet. I know there's some people out there that like, once it gets below 87, I have to turn my heater on. But it's not. We're not there yet.
But then a lot of us, I think, hold out. Mm-hmm. And they'll be like, it's only 65 in here. It's only 62. We don't have to wait yet.
But I will say this is one of my favorite, and fall in general is one of my favorite times of year for the smells of southeastern New Mexico. I mean, sure, you've got your roasting green chili and all that, but the smell of like piñon and cedar wood on everybody's fireplaces.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, that's the best. I never knew how much I loved wood smells until I moved here.
Some I like, and then sometimes I guess it's a mood thing.
Yeah.
Because there's certain times I'm just like, this is just not pleasant. And then there's other times I'm like, it feels nice. You know what I mean?
If we're talking about like a mesquite or like one of those, there are times when I'm like, okay, it's a bit much. But if we're talking about like a piñon, a cedar, something like that, that's kind of a lighter wood that has that kind of that sweet smell to the smokiness, that I'll sit out on the front porch and just breathe that in.
I'm surprised you didn't take up barbecuing.
I don't know that much about meat in order to get into it.
I think you would be like bartending. You weren't like some knowledgeable dude before you just started watching videos and things. And I just think that if you love the smell of that wood, imagine your meat tasting like that.
That's true. One of the last things I purchased or had purchased for me was a smoking kit for
booze?
Beverages.
Yeah.
So you can smoke like, whiskey or whatever. And that in that kit, there's several different kinds of wood. And there's a distinct difference in the smells of the smoke that they give off. So it is something I'm interested in. And I have been kind of watching more like meat centric
and
content.
You can cheat a bit. And what I mean by that is Like if you're entering barbecue competitions, they're all like, no, it's got to be wood, charcoal. You got to electric things to keep temp and all that stuff. But if it's just you backyard smoking, go buy an electric smoker. They're just fine. And you can get your wood chips in there. And I've had some mighty fine meats come out of those things. And and they are way more stress-free because if you're doing wood, I mean, if you don't have like a electric or something that like automatically keeps temp, then you're constantly feeding wood and trying, it's too hot, too low, whereas the electric one, you're like, I just set it for 280 or whatever it is and kind of just check it every couple hours, kind of thing. Whereas when you're doing with wood, you're, temp's down, I gotta
stoke this, gotta add
you gotta tend to the fire all night. And which is usually an excuse to drink, which is fine mostly, but but if you're just trying to get quality meats and not spend all night babysitting something, then go electric.
Yeah.
I mean, and knowing everyone's going to love your meat. I mean, and you'll get that one guy. Well, it's got to be on it. Well, if I'm entering the Kansas City Barbecue Society, then I will. Then I'll do that. But I'm just trying to make a rack of ribs, and this is what I'm going to do.
It's funny. The thing to do now is either go with the Traeger, the flat top, which is I think propane. Anyways. So.
Oh yeah, and you can still. But as far as smoking meats, you can't. You got to get a.
100%. Yeah,
you got to get a wood pellet thing. But they have ones that are electrically driven as opposed to you building a fire and everything, and it basically smokes you use like pellets or chips, and you buy them at like the hardware store.
I saw one the other day because I've been watching this Max the Meat Guy, and he every now and again he'll break out like these a unique cooking utensil or device for the thing that he's cooking. He was making like a smaller, like a quail or something like that, and he broke out, it was a tabletop smoker, and it was literally everything that goes into a smoker. It's got the hatch, it's got the spot for you where you put your chips, but it's tabletop sized, so that he could have a smaller whatever go into it. And I could totally see myself getting something like that, getting just a very small smoker for the porch patio area.
They'd start there, and then but I'm ain't gonna lie, it's gonna be like the bartending thing.
Oh yeah,
you get that thing, and then you're like, but what if? And you're buying the next thing, and then the next thing,
and that becomes a problem. That's half the problem with most hobbies.
And next thing you know, your picture's on the side of a saucer rub somewhere.
Yeah, I put together my own spice blend. It's proprietary.
It's the same 7 seasons everybody else used, but I used one different one.
I went with cumin seeds instead of straight cumin.
Scorpion. But it's a bug.
Go out the rub and just call it rub my smalls.
Yeah, that's usually the thing too. You gotta have something that's a pun on something else. So
well, just something that's slightly inappropriate.
Yeah, barbecuists love to pun things. So. When they're not thinking of different glazes and rubs, they're thinking of punny names.
Yeah. It's pretty much. And it usually has something to do with the keister.
Right.
Like butt kicking or
smoke butts, something butts. Yeah. Smoking butts. Something like that. Yeah, something there.
So, and probably like a donkey on the container.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Some kind of,
some weird animal that you would never in a million years think of barbecuing or smoking. Is that an armadillo? Probably pretty gamey.
It's like, it's smoking lizards.
Not to mention hard to get into. They're armored.
Well, I think that's the smoking. It's low and slow, man.
There you go. You gotta get your spice blend up under the shell, though.
That armadillo falls right off the shell.
No, you got to eat it off the half shell like a clam or an oyster.
That's right. A little hot sauce.
Lemon on top.
Yeah. It's an aphrodisiac.
That's what we call a redneck aphrodisiac.
It's like little tapas. You use the shells as little tapa plates.
Slow smoked armadillo.
Oh, man. Same thing with the porcupines. That's just meatballs with their own toothpicks.
They come with their own toothpicks. How convenient is that?
Exactly. It's just like that. Little grape jelly, some hot sauce is good.
Now you got to do that up like crackling, like pork belly. You got to You got to cut it into cubes. Get the spice blend on top, and that way you just peel off the spine, and there you go. You got yourself a little treat.
And a toothpick to clean it out afterwards.
What are you picking your teeth with? Porcupine quill.
They are good in a salad.
That's right.
Or just for a quick pick-me-up. All right, let's don't be stingy. But
for the side, that's opossum pate.
Hey, fair's next week. That's the fair's always places to find unique foods.
That's right.
Just saying, there's some options. Armadillo tapas, porcupine meatball.
Speaking of fair food, I saw maybe the most egregious thing I've ever seen in my entire life. It was somebody took a Uncrustable.
Okay.
Put it on a stick.
Okay.
They dipped it in batter.
Okay.
And they deep fried this son of a gun.
Wow.
It gets to be like this big, like poofy, and they powdered sugared one side and chocolate syrup the other.
I'm intrigued by the concept, but here's my problem. The bread to filling ratio on an Uncrustable is not that good. And then once you put more batter on it and more, like, I feel like there's so much bread, you're not getting enough gooey.
But that's the thing is, if you, I would think you have to freeze it first. If you batter the thing and deep fry it, the batter is going to get crispy and crunchy, but the bread is still going to be soft and malleable.
Okay.
It's going to melt the stuff inside, so you're going to have a more of a melty peanut butter and jelly situation.
Yeah.
And the softness of the, see, that's where you and I differ, because I love the chew of an Uncrustable, like the bread, the way the bounce back of it. I love that.
I like a little more filling. I like every bite to have jelly and peanut butter in it. It's just.
Well, then my suggestion next time you eat an Uncrustable, squish it a little bit.
Yeah, I might have to.
It does spread the contents of the sandwich out, or give it a shake,
or just make your own peanut butter jelly sandwich for half the price.
Yeah. But it's not the same.
Put it in the fridge if you want.
I saw a meme. It was it showed a kid's plate, and it was obviously a mom that took the picture, and it was an Uncrustable, just the outside, like the crust of the Uncrustable.
Yeah.
It's like, I can't please this kid.
He's been watching those commercials.
Can't even eat the crust on the Uncrustable.
The commercials got to the kid.
Yeah.
You know how you've seen those commercials where the middle's like a superstar and then the crust is like everyone just kind of. You haven't seen those commercials? Oh, the Uncrustables TV commercials. The Crustable is like this star and everyone's singing, and then there's the rest of the sandwich that's sitting there, and everyone's just thinking. Finally, someone puts their shoe through it and kicks him and everything else. But yeah, the kid saw that and you felt bad for the crust.
Crust never gets the love it deserves. Okay, now you know how people say like you're supposed to eat like the skin of certain vegetables because it has
potatoes or something.
That's where the minerals, that's where the vitamins are. My mom used to say the same thing about bread.
Eat the crust.
You have to eat the crust because that's where that's where the vitamins are.
Someone didn't like cutting crusts.
Vitamin bread. But yeah, she was always like, that's where all the good for you stuff is.
See, I didn't even get that story. I just said, you better eat it. You ain't sitting there till it's gone. Yeah, I got that.
Right.
Yeah. So my sandwiches always came with crust.
In fact, my mom would put extra crust. She would cut crusts off other sandwiches and put it on mine.
You know, you got tender crust. I went to more crust bread.
That's our uphill both ways in the snows.
Right.
My mom put more crusts on my sandwiches.
I had extra crust bread, not tender crust.
I had 10 crusts. That's how mean she was.
Matter of fact, there was no bread. It was just crust.
It was all crust. Oops, all crust.
Crust is bread.
I had that thought this morning when I was walking down an aisle at a convenience store. And you know how Gardetto's now has the all, what are they, rye chips?
Okay.
So you can get a package that has nothing but the rye chips inside. And all I could think was of the Captain Crunch. Oops, all rye chips. Somebody made a mistake down at the factory, and now you get all rye chips. There you go, buddy.
When are they going to make all of those little white squiggly things?
Oh,
whatever they are. It's like some weird squiggly breadstick they stick in.
Oh, yeah, those oops, all weird breadsticks. Well, the one that got me was I saw online once. It just said, oops, all moisture packets. It's just nothing but those do not eats.
Right. I get mad when I see that my beef jerky. I'm like going through, it's like, oh, there's another piece. Oh, it's that stupid. It's not a piece of jerky.
That's not jerky.
It's the little white thing.
You shake the package. You're like, ooh, there's still something. Oh, do not eat. And then for a minute, you're like, but maybe.
What if I lick it?
Don't let the intrusive thoughts in. Don't let the intrusive thoughts win.
It's going to taste like jerky. For a minute.
It's going to have essence of the bag on it. Yeah. You just suck it for a minute.
That's right. Then you got a problem. You might have to go to a meeting.
I'm pretty sure that's how Grindr started.
That's right. All right, let's get the hour going. We're going to replay an interview we had with Hunter Spindle, Chief Deputy District Attorney, here with the DA's office, 5th Judicial District. Had a great conversation with him last week. We're going to play that here in just a minute. Next hour, about 8:15, we're going to talk Eastern New Mexico State Fair. We are days away. Shay Wagner and Leslie Robertson are going to join us to give us an update on some of the things going on at next week's fair. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, 9:15, American Legion Post 61, they're going to join us, give us an update for their monthly visit, talking Veterans Parade, of course, Eastern New Mexico State Fair, recapping air races, and all kinds of stuff. So they've been busy little men and women. So we'll chit-chat with them here in the 9 o'clock hour. Plus, we'll have all of your features like the news is of the local, national variety, Wall Street business updates, sports, and whatever else we can come up with for today's show. But first, your weather, a cooler. Less rain, though. No talk of rain for at least like Friday or Saturday. So right now, just cooler.
I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore with your Pecos Valley weather. We cannot rule out a hit or miss shower or thunderstorm across parts of the region this morning, then gradual clearing coming in our direction. High temperature for today, cooler behind a front. We're into the mid to upper 70s for Roswell, Carlsbad, and Artesia as well. Clear for the overnight hours with lows ranging from 55 to 60. Sunny and warmer weather returning on Thursday. Our highs are ranging from 80 up to 85. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore.
Thank you, Jennifer. Currently 62 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 67%. Winds currently out of the north at 12 miles per hour. It's going to be cloudy this morning. This will gradually clear. Expect a high of 77 today with north winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Clear tonight, overnight low of 54 degrees. Winds out of the northeast at around 5 miles per hour. Mid-80s for Thursday, sunny and 84 tomorrow. Winds out of the south at around 5 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, clear, overnight low of 59 degrees with south winds at around 5 miles per hour. Then looking at Friday, mostly sunny, warming up into the upper 80s, 87 on Friday. South winds 5 to 10. No talk of rain Friday night. I hope that stays that way. Mostly cloudy, just an overnight low of 61. Saturday, we're looking at a 20% chance at afternoon showers, partly cloudy, and 86. Our chance of rain bumps up to 40% Saturday night. Mostly cloudy, overnight low of 61. And then we are looking at a 40% chance at afternoon showers on Sunday as well. Mostly cloudy, high of 80. 40% for Sunday night. Mostly cloudy, overnight low of 58. And then a 30% for Monday with a high of 81. All right, it is 7:23. We're going to take a 3.5-minute break. Then we're going to play our interview we had with Hunter Spindle from the DA's office here next. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
At Richland Motors, it's never been easier to sell or trade your current car, truck, or SUV for a newer model to hit the road in. Even if you don't purchase from Richland, they want to buy your vehicle for top dollar. But if you do buy from Richland, don't forget, they're the home of the powertrain warranty for life. That's a whole lot of confidence for you. See Richland for details, 2nd and Sycamore, and 1309 Southeast Main.
Attention high school students and parents. Now is the time to make your plans to come visit the most affordable university in the Southwest, Eastern New Mexico University. ENMU is hosting our annual high school open house preview day on Saturday, October 18th. Come learn about scholarships, discover majors, talk with current students and faculty, and win some great prizes. Sign up today at enmu.edu/open house. Eastern New Mexico University. Student success. That's what we're about.
Sure, you can inspect your own roof, get out that rickety ladder, crawl around up there and try to spot the problem until... Or you could call the experts at Do Right Roofing. Do Right Roofing has quality products for any type of roof. They can even install seamless gutters. Do Right Roofing will inspect your roof and give you a free estimate fast. Keep your feet on the ground. Call Do Right Roofing today.
575-623-2273. That Do Right. Do your roof right.
Find them fast in names and numbers.
Hi, everyone. This is Melanie from Glenn's Furniture. When was the last time you looked forward to sleep? Let's be honest here. You know a restful night's sleep has more health benefits than you consciously think about during the day. Here at Glenn's, we carry Serta mattresses, and they've been in the business for more than 90 years. Choosing one can be hard, but I want you to know we have your back. Come see us at Glenn's on the corner of Union and Alameda in Roswell, where delivery is free since 1953.
Injury, surgery, or illness can set you back, but you don't have to recover alone. At Artesia General Hospital, our rehabilitation services team provides physical, occupational, and speech therapy to help you regain strength, mobility, and confidence. Take the next step toward recovery. Call 575-736-8174 today to schedule an appointment and get back to living life to the fullest.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin & Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin & Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin & Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
New Mexico small business owners, listen up. Resources are available to help you start, grow, and thrive your business. SSBCI 2.0 offers new small businesses the funding, training, and support you need to get your business off the ground. Have an established business but need additional funding and resources? SSBCI 2.0 is the place for you. Visit edd.newmexico.gov to get started. That's edd.newmexico.gov. Sponsored by this station and the NMBA.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. 47.2% of all statistics are made up on the spot. Is this true? I'd say chances are about 50%. Here's Mike Winters.
Us in studio this morning from the 5th Judicial District Attorney's Office here. I guess lead deputy?
Chief deputy.
Chief Deputy District Attorney. There's the title. Yep. I know he's the top one. I just don't know the official thing. But Hunter Spindle back with us here. Good morning, Hunter.
Good morning. Thanks for having me again.
So anytime. So how's life at the DA's office? I know it's always busy. It's always going on. But you and I were kind of talking at the beginning, and it just seems like lately there's been a lot of in the news, in the spotlight, a lot of shootings and a lot of things. So, and of course, all that comes through your office. You know, there's stuff like that going on in Roswell. Your office is seeing it in one way, shape, or form here.
Oh yeah, it's been a busy month. I'll say it that way.
Absolutely.
I mean, we had 4 homicides all year, and then all of a sudden we had 4 in 3-week span.
Sure.
So needless to say, Hunter Spindle had some late nights. I was getting calls and going out to homicide scenes late at night.
Yeah.
So now, as part of my job, that's what I do.
And that's why I was kind of curious. Like, do you guys get involved because you know what, and this is kind of Jew is making the sausage kind of thing. You know, we watch enough TV and stuff, and you know, we all see a crime scene on TV or at a movie, and you see all the crime scene tape, and there's a bunch of cops around collecting evidence and things, and detectives. But do district attorneys actually, you know, we got the call right now, you guys see it fresh too, as much as the detectives and then the actual data evidence collecting people?
Is it required of me? No.
No. Okay.
But since I'm the person primarily who prosecutes homicides,
it makes complete sense to me.
I like having boots on the ground.
Gotcha.
And I'm that. So half the time, especially if it's late at night, I'm that dude that people are staring at because I'm showing up in sweatpants and a T-shirt,
right?
You know, walking through a crime scene.
You're busy doing family stuff an hour ago. Yeah.
And people are like, "Who's this jackwagon walking through?" You know, acting like he owns the place. Yeah. And people were just coming in, waving, having me, you know, come in. But I like having boots on the ground.
Gotcha.
And so typically, even if I can't go for whatever reason, so if I get a call. Because anytime a homicide happens, how it's supposed to work is I'm supposed to get the call. Mm-hmm. And, you know, most of the time, law enforcement's really good about it. They call me directly. They call my work cell phone and say, hey, we have a homicide. And RPD specifically as a homicide detective, so I know if he's calling me late at night,
you're pretty much.
I'm clued in. I already know it's a
You've
homicide.
got enough detective skills to put those two together.
I'm like, all right, who died and where?
That's right.
And what is it? And so then I'll typically go out. No matter what time of night it is, whether it's 2, 3 a.m., whatever. Get dressed and drive up, and then I'll go and have them walk me through the crime scene
and kind of give you everything they know so far.
Exactly.
Kind of thing,
And so that's because, I want to have that intimate knowledge and see it with my own eyes. So I'm not trying to piece the pieces of the puzzle together.
I imagine you get a box full of pictures or whatever it is, a jump drive at this point in our digital age here. But yeah, you know what I mean? And yes, and you can kind of get some perspective. But like you said, you can't see the room. You can't see, okay, now this picture, would it have been here or here? Yeah. And how does that relate in terms of where coming? And so when you're there that night and you're saying, okay, I'm seeing the tape, I'm seeing the trail, that makes sense to me now. It makes sense.
And for me personally, I try to know all my cases pretty thoroughly, at the very beginning, not just like up to trial. I mean, like from the very get-go. And it really helps me put my, that defendant's name to what is happening or the victim's name to what happened. And if I can see it and go and walk it and be like, all right, I don't have to try to fit those pieces, like you said, looking at pictures, seeing like the structure of a house. I don't have to have the detective say, or
explain the logistics to me.
Draw me the house, so I know how this happened. We had a shooting back not too long ago, and I walked the house, and it was very evident of what happened, and and I'm like looking through it, but it's because there was so much of the shooting happening in multiple parts of the house, it would have been really hard to understand how things happened unless I was actually in there.
Makes sense.
And I could see it all because you could see the trajectory of the rounds, rounds going, which
somebody just explained to you the story that there seems like a lot of holes, but then you see the actual environment. Like, okay, that's why it was done that way.
That's why. Makes sense. That's why this body is over here, like this way. That's why this person was over there.
And so when the defense tries to shoot that into a hole, you're like, well, it's because of this and that.
Exactly.
So that argument doesn't hold water.
Exactly. Yeah. And so I like going personally, and if I can't go, I'll try to see if I can have one of my other attorneys go. And if not having another attorney, I'll at least try to have one of our investigators go.
Sure.
And we have 3 investigators in our district, one in each office that are all law enforcement.
Gotcha.
And so we'll have one go a lot of times, or at least be involved with it.
Sure.
So
and that probably serves as your kind of Sherpa a little bit. So yeah, obviously but somebody maybe the younger attorneys who don't have as much experience on crime scenes and things aren't looking for the same things that, say, someone who's been to a few of these look for. And that's where these investigators, former law enforcement generally, come in and say, okay, this is what you should be looking for. This is what you're missing. They don't teach you everything in law school, folks.
No. And
you learn from experience, and that
exactly
as obviously at some point you probably walked in one of the scenes and didn't know your head from a hole in the ground, and one of these guys probably kind of walked you through it a little bit.
Well, probably my first 2 or 3 that I went to. I'd prosecuted and I'd even defended homicides and stuff. So I knew generally what I need to look for because of prosecuting and doing that.
Sure.
But when you get to that first crime scene, I felt a little bit like a fish out of water, feeling like kind of I'm like, what am I doing here? I'm not a detective. Why?
Right.
But as soon as you go in and they walk you through everything, I was like, okay, I'm seeing that. Now I go in and I'm just immediately cluing in to things immediately and looking around. And
I'm going to guess, too, and tell me if I'm wrong on this, but like when the detectives and the law enforcement, they're doing their investigation, the people that are doing it, they're close in, and they're only investigating their little section. Whereas you are seeing big picture. So this person could basically go, okay, well, I've been fooling with the blood the whole time. The blood's telling me this. Yeah, but they don't see this part because I'm seeing. And so then is it like that where it's, because the blood people are experts at blood. Let them do their blood stuff while you got people that are more good at more good, but I'm good at English people. But you know what I mean? They're better at other things. And so I would imagine that's kind of, is it work a little like that at a scene where you're doing your thing, but not necessarily seeing the big picture of the scene sometimes?
Sometimes. Yeah. Our homicide detectives specifically, and really our detectives, our SID for RPD, they all work hand in hand. The homicide detective here has a really good working knowledge. I mean, he comes in and on most homicides unless he's like out of town, he's the one he's always on call. He's the one who immediately goes in and takes over and has telling other detectives,
delegates who goes where to what to when do. And secure this and that.
Exactly. But he has a really good eye for looking at everything, so he can see stuff sometimes and think about stuff that other people may not. He'll be like, I need you to do this. At a crime scene, a lot of times you have the initiating officers who get there, and then they're the ones who say, hey, this is a homicide, or we need homicide detectives or whatever. And then you'll have detectives come in, and they may be focused on trying to, search the scene for casings, right? Or, looking for a weapon, or maybe you have someone sitting over there with the victim, talking to the victim and interviewing and what have you. And then you normally have someone who's writing search warrants and getting all of that
lining up the next leg of the thing. It's like, okay, based on the reports we're getting, we need to go talk to this person, or we need to go back. And
so that's we can get TSU, which is like our CSI unit.
And they're getting ready to probably wake up a judge to say, hey, we need a search warrant for this residence because we believe this. And then they... And generally speaking, the judges, that's pretty standard too, because I imagine it's, they fill out the thing. As long as the warrant checks all the boxes in the judge's mind, they're going to sign it. And but this is the law. Police just can't go rolling up in your places like this unless a judge says there's a legal need for it to be there.
Right.
And so they got to get those permissions to do that.
Yeah, and that's, yesterday was Constitution Day. That's their constitutional right to not have an unreasonable search and seizure.
Absolutely.
So you got to have probable
cause. This is all good stuff, people. This is but yes, and so when you hear of wanting to be judges, it's like they do get woken up at 2 a.m. from time to go
all the time
to go sign a warrant or to execute some pressing legal and by nature, murder cases are always like this because y'all have seen enough A&E documentaries and things to know that there's a whole series called 48 Hours. If a murder trial isn't solved within 48 hours, it gets really hard to solve it because the evidence gets very cold very quickly after that. So
and luckily for most of our cases this year and really last year, we've had we knew who the suspect was that did it, who would be the defendant within, almost immediately,
right?
And if we didn't, it was within a couple hours because checking security camera footage or traffic cams, whatever, pulling all of that.
And I'm and again, this is real life versus Hollywood, because we're so conditioned to watch these documentaries or these various. Law and Order.
Yeah, we call it the Law and Order effect, CSI effect.
Yeah, all these shows, and they wrap up cases in an hour and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, those are all interesting cases with let's say criminals that are a little more cunning, a little more intelligent. I'm going to say the average murder case for you guys is not all that CSI did. Yes, there's evidence to be gathered and things, but it's not a big mystery on a lot. A lot of times you've got a very good idea of 1 to 2 or a group of people that exactly where this came from. It's not like, who could this be? I don't know. Where's the evidence lead? And next thing you know, they're knocking down some taxi here. And, like a TV show would where you follow the trail up. It's not that sexy or it's not that. A lot of times you could be, look, the guy left his wallet here, or or you know what? There's fingerprints right here. There's a big handprint right here. We can analyze that and know real quick. If this guy's got a file, which let's face it, people that are usually involved in these kind of things have a criminal record
typically
already.
Do.
And so that stuff comes. And so to be honest, whatever long it takes for the evidence to be processed, they know pretty much what we're dealing with from the jump there.
Yeah, typically for the vast majority of homicides, they're not the smartest. We do get some smart individuals who, are contemplating, thinking about how they can hide their
those are the ones that get
evidence.
on Dateline, and they did this whole planning thing and this whole, and they tried to cover it up. Most people aren't that creative.
No, and they're I don't want to say people are generally dumb, because that's not, but they're not most criminals are not your brightest.
I'm going to say 9 times out of 10 these are emotional moments, not calculated, planned moments.
A good chunk of it, and of course deliberate and intentional, which is like what we'd have to charge for first-degree murder. That can happen on a quick, sudden minute too. By case law and everything, it doesn't have to be some long-out process.
Yeah, exactly.
It can be. It's harder to prove that way, but it's.
But in theory, if you had an argument with someone and said, "I'm coming back with my gun," and then you come back with a gun, that's about all the evidence you need to say that's a murder one rap. You deliberately did things to put this in motion. It wasn't just like you already had the gun and y'all start fighting and pull it out and shot him. That's where it's harder to make the case. But if you literally say, "I'm going to get my gun," and then go leave and get it. And
that's one of the things like I really enjoy about my job and going to scenes. And a lot of times what will happen, especially if they have a suspect in custody almost immediately, I really like listening to the statements by that person or by an eyewitness or whatever, so I can hear it and be like, all right, this is what immediately my mind is thinking, going through what I've seen, what I'm hearing.
Right.
And so I can start spitballing with the detectives. And, a lot of times when I'm there, what's nice is they'll be like, I have a search warrant. I'll review that search warrant for probable cause. I'll be like, yep, this search warrant's good. Let's send it to a judge.
Right.
And then when they're like, all right, what are you thinking about charges? And immediately I'm going, well, it sounds like second degree.
Sure.
And they're going to be like, well, why can't we do first degree? And we start talking it through, and maybe they'll convince me of first degree murder.
Let's powwow out. But I'm
other
thinking,
times I'm
based on evidence, this is where I'm at.
Yeah.
If you can convince me otherwise, and let's have that debate.
Yeah. And sometimes it's like, all right, well, there's going to be an argument here, which defense counsel is obviously going to have for voluntary manslaughter, self-defense. And, so I get to spitball that with the detectives, and it's like, all right, how are we going to combat that? Well, we can combat it this way. So obviously if we do that, then we got second degree murder. I know you want first degree. Tell me why you think first degree.
Right.
And it'll be like, well, this and this and this. I'm like, and sometimes it'll be like, yeah, you're right. I think we got enough.
Sure.
We may not stick on first degree
but there's enough
trial,
evidence
but
to fight to at least make an
charge it at that. And be like, or if it's just too weak, and I'm just be like, look, I get it, but it's really weak.
Sure.
And I think we're much better. I don't want to overcharge. The one thing I always want, where I'm trying to be very careful of, is not overcharging people.
Absolutely.
Right? Because if it's one of those things that's like, yeah, I know I can get it past probable cause at a preliminary hearing or whatever on first degree, is that how I want to do it?
Sure.
Because if I'm really focused on, I want to make sure it's not just probable cause for that.
Sure.
I want to be able to put it up to a trial, to a jury, and be like, this is first degree murder.
Sure.
And not have that. Well, maybe I should have done it as second degree because I'm not going to get there.
I'm curious because, you were talking about this. When it comes to those decisions too, does history come into play as far as the accused? Whereas, okay, like I know judges and things, if it's a first time person, they're not always in your system. They'll tend to give those types of people, even for more severe stuff. But when they're constantly in front of the same judges, the same district attorneys all the time.
We have frequent flyers that we know about. Yeah.
So does that come into play sometimes too? It's like, look, now they do the big thing where it's maybe murder dude. One, and you're kind of like, all right, the evidence is on the fence here, but this guy's going to be back at some point or another. Let's throw the hammer now. Let's charge as much as we can so we can keep him off the street. As long as, is that a logic thing, or is that where it gets into constitutional problems?
There's a little bit of a gray area there. I mean, it does come into play, right?
Yeah.
But constitutionally and all of that, I'm always very cognizant of the defendant's rights as well as the victims.
Sure.
But I'm like I said, I never want to overcharge. Now, if someone has a long history or someone's been violent, that tends to make me think this is more first degree, willful and deliberate. That level of intent may be higher.
Gotcha.
And looking at the past history. So I may be more willing to go for with the first degree, seeking seeking that because I can use his past history with a pretrial detention motion.
Can you use that as a legal argument saying clearly the punishments we've been given in the past are not rehabilitating this person? We need to drop the hammer, and that can be a legal argument for you. Yes.
For holding them in pretrial detention.
Gotcha.
It's not going to go for real to the charges per se.
Gotcha.
But it may be that me and Diana Luce, the district attorney, and other attorneys may look at it, and as well as the police, law enforcement, may look at it through the lens of, no, this guy deliberately committed this murder.
Right.
And while the evidence maybe is just over that legal, the probable cause on it, it maybe make me more willing to sign off on it that way.
Sure.
And so I'd be like, let's keep digging and make this part of it stronger.
Sure.
Now, if it gets to the point where it's like, by the time we get to trial, I'm like, we still haven't gotten there, then, that may mean I have to do a better plea. I may have to make a plea offer to a second.
Sure.
But even sometimes if it's right on the fence, I'll be like, nope, it's a first degree. We're going to go to trial on first degree. And if I don't win, I don't win, and go about it that way.
So I'm also curious too, because and this is separate TV court versus actual strategy and how lawyers do this. Is a lot of times I'll hear things in these shows, your Lincoln Lawyer types, and these they're all fun shows, by the way. But they're complete horse hockey on a lot of the legal side. But anyway, a tactic they'll do. It's like, look, I know I legally can't present this as evidence. But if I'm making a mention here and I know the attorney's going to shoot it down, but I want the jury to hear this. I mean, is that a common? And what I'm trying to get at on some of that is say like, well, the history
they know it's
here,
going to be objected to.
Yeah, and you're like, well, this guy's clearly been arrested 57 times, and then I object. That's irrelevant or whatever. But you want to say it just so the jury hears that this guy's got a history. I mean, is that a legit tactic in some of the where it's not?
You can't do it.
Okay, that's what I was curious about that because the way I was hearing the way we're talking in charge, and I was like, well, I wonder if that gets into that world a little bit where you just threaten or use it in court, not necessarily because you're trying. It's not going to stick, but you want to cement the lesser thing in the mind of the jury.
So that would be first off grounds for a mistrial.
Gotcha. See, this is where I'm kind of like that feels like a common tactic in every single of these types of cases.
That's made for television, not for actuality and what happens in jury trials. If I give a notice of like prior bad acts and that sort of stuff, I have to. So in New Mexico specifically, I'll just say it that way. I have to file what's called a 403B notice.
Okay.
Yeah. And 404B, I apologize. 404B notice.
No one's going to check you.
Yeah, I know. Which is crime, crimes, prior bad acts, that sort of thing.
Right.
And in that notice, I have to lay out exactly how I'm going to use it and why. And defense has the right to basically fight against that, trying to keep me from being able to do that.
Okay.
And then it's up to the judge saying, yes, this is not overly prejudicial.
Gotcha.
If I just blurt it out or ask a question about it, or if defense brings it up, which they never would unless there's specifically some reason.
Gotcha.
But if I just ask a question about it, it's grounds for a mistrial.
Okay.
And then after that, because I created the ground for the mistrial by asking a question I'm not allowed to ask, because it's deemed by case law, by statute, that sort of stuff, to
Makes
be
sense.
overly prejudicial and not have probative value. That's the term of art. Because I caused that, I may not be able to retry the case.
Because you've tainted it too much for a fair trial to be possible.
Correct. So now they could move in order to prevent me from being able to retry the case. It could also prevent the judge from finding what's called manifest necessity in order to allow me to retry the case. Basically saying that because I created the need for a mistrial, double jeopardy has attached. Now I can no longer retry the case.
Just in theory, you've tried already here.
Right. And then I could also be brought up on sanctions for ethics grounds. And that could even, which could make me lose my license or some sort of other sanction from the state bar.
Gotcha.
And that is, and so as attorneys, and while it makes for good television, I always have to be very cognizant of my legal license.
Sure.
And while maybe the public doesn't like sometimes actions we have to do.
Sure.
We have to always, first and foremost, think about our own law license, because I can't keep doing what I'm doing if my license is gone.
Exactly.
So, and I have to stick within the rules of ethics and within the rules of the Constitution. And that's something we have to think about every minute of every day.
Well, and this is also the burden that is the prosecution side of a court case here, whereas at the end of the day, the defendant has more rights than the government does in these situations. And by design, and this is a good thing. I'm not trying to say this like it's a bad thing. And at the end of the day, if the defense screws up, there's recourse for the defendant to have a do-over, so to speak.
Right.
If the prosecution screws up, then it's done. Because
most of the time, not always, but most of the time.
But because at that point, the prosecution doesn't have the luxury of being wrong. You have to be right or it's not happening.
Right.
And if you do anything, even if the person's guilty of sin, if you don't do it by the book, even if it's accidental, I mean, a lot of the times these aren't deliberate. These are just a mistake was made. And so that's why it's so important. And this is really why, what you guys do is so commendable and respectful, because you have, a defense attorney, they get all the fancy headlines and the golf courses and the big money and the high dollar and the attention. But the prosecutors are the ones that are actually the ones that fall on the swords, that have at the end of the day, have the overall responsibility of, like, a defense attorney can fly fast and loose and just, that's what they do.
Well, and we're always the bad guy to someone. Either we're the bad guy to the defendant's family, to the victim's family, but regardless of our actions. The only time we're ever praised is if we go to trial on a first-degree murder.
And you're representing authority. And by default, that makes you bad in some people's life.
I did the Eastern New Mexico University Roswell yesterday asked me to be their keynote speaker for Constitution Day.
Oh, cool!
And so I was given a talk there yesterday for an hour. I did a lecture to college students, high school students, and some faculty and staff. And I walked through the amendments of the Constitution, and I told them that my job is a walk through constitutional amendments every day, every minute of the day. The Fourth Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, the Sixth, the Eighth, the 14th. Like, I have to go through that. Sometimes even looking at the First and the Second. You know, about was this person Mirandized correctly?
Sure.
Was this was
it done by the book?
Was it done by the book?
Yeah.
Was the search unreasonable? Was it, did they need a warrant? Did they not need a warrant? Was everything done by the book?
Right.
Is this actually a crime because, this person had a firearm he's not supposed to?
Yeah.
But is he a felon under the law? Was that within 10 years?
Did someone act overzealous here?
Exactly.
Or, he's here, but was the evidence obtained legally? Okay,
Right.
that's that's the thing. That's the stuff you weigh, and you guys don't have the luxury of working around that. So that's why I respect what you guys do so much. Is you don't and not get me wrong, attorneys and even defense attorneys are good ones. There's a lot of great ones, but at the end of the day, you guys are held under the fire way more than a defense attorney.
We have a much higher burden and a much higher rules of ethics in which that we have to adhere to because for both public trust as well as constitutional rights and that
absolutely,
sort of thing.
by the way,
and because we swear an oath to it.
And if you guys didn't, the whole system comes down. So that's what it is. We're almost out of time, but I do want to mention this before we go. Don't forget the DA dog, the court dog facility. I'm going to get this
golf
right.
tournament.
Yeah, the golf tournament's coming up for the DA dogs.
Yes.
That's what I'm trying to say.
In October. I figured that's where you were going.
Yeah, I'm like split it up to 32. I'll get it out eventually. But yes, October 18th at the NMMI golf course. Come out and support the great DA dog program. We've talked a bunch about the great work that really got started right here in the 5th Judicial District. So it'll be 9 a.m. shotgun start on October 18th. You can sign up your teams at the NMMI golf course. I believe there's still a few sponsorship opportunities. Call Gina direct. You can call Gina Yeager. She's the DA dog mom, and of course, the point of contact for the tournament.
Please sponsor us. We need more.
Please, yeah. T-Box, title sponsors, all of the above here. 575-626-2422. Again, that's Gina's number, 575-626-2422. Or call the NIMBY Pro Shop, 575-622-6033. Again, 622-6033. Or just come by the pro shop and you can sign your teams up. And of course, like all tournaments, if you have a 3-team, you can sign up as a team. Or if you you don't have 2 other friends, just come on. He'll find you some.
They'll take you somewhere.
And of course, please, it's $100 per player, $300 per team. And if you leave hungry, it's your own fault because they're going to have breakfast, lunch, drinks, drawings, raffles, cash prizes. First place is $450, $300 for second, $225 for third place. But at the end of the day, this is all about raising as much money as possible. So, because to be honest, the DA dog program needs to be state federally funded the way I see it.
But it's not.
And it's
With your Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. The city of Artesia says the Grand Street project is now complete and open in both directions. For this project, the city replaced an old water line underneath the road. The old pipe had been leaking, and that impacted several homes in the area. Replacing the pipe eliminates those leaks and also improves water pressure and reliability to homes in the area, according to the city. The city also says the project was completed about 3 weeks ahead of schedule. A Carlsbad man is now facing allegations that he broke into a police cruiser and stole an officer's gun. The detective unit was broken into back in April. An AR-15 rifle was taken. Security cameras at the detective's home captured a man in a white SUV parked outside. A man gets out of the SUV and breaks into the patrol car. Well, now Carlsbad police say they linked the SUV to 24-year-old Cody Boyd in late August. The stolen gun has also since been recovered. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
A meteorologist, Jennifer Naramore, with your Pecos Valley weather. We cannot rule out a hit or miss shower or thunderstorm across parts of the region this morning, then gradual clearing coming in our direction. High temperature for today, cooler behind a front. We're into the mid to upper 70s for Roswell, Carlsbad, and Artesia as well. Clear for the overnight hours with lows ranging from 55 to 60. Sunny and warmer weather returning on Thursday. Our highs are ranging from 80 up to 85. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore.
Still burning cash on posters that get tattered, tired, and tossed? Turn heads with vibrant LED posters from DSI. Plug and play with custom updatable graphics. Showcase a single showstopper or link several for a seamless video wall. For over 27 years, DSI has helped New Mexico businesses communicate smarter with printers, IT support, AV, and more. Ready to elevate your message and cut costs? Call 888-386-7834 or visit dsinm.com today.
It's time for the Chaves County Sports Report. Got some volleyball scores from last night. Goddard goes on the road and beats Clovis by a 3-0 count, 25-11, 25-12, 25-18. So the Rockets looking pretty good, 6-1 on the season. Clovis is 4-5. Goddard plays at Hobbs next Tuesday at 6 o'clock. Meanwhile, Roswell is in need of a victory. The Coyotes are surprisingly only 1-9. They'll be playing Albuquerque High and Piedra Vista on Saturday in a tournament. Albuquerque Albuquerque highs 8 and 2. Meanwhile, NMMI sweeps past Loving last night by a 3-0 count. NMMI will be hosting Hondo tomorrow at 5 o'clock. No scores from the Dexter and Hagerman matches from last night, but Gateway Christian on Monday knocked off Tatum 3-1. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
The Great One, Mark Levin, is now in Roswell on 106.5 KEND Roswell.
Gunfire this morning in Dallas, a shooting at a federal immigration detention center in the Texas city. Authorities say the attacker died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Initial reports are saying 3 people were wounded in the shooting. One local report from WFAA Dallas now says that 2 people are dead, who were reportedly detainees at the facility. A major highway, I-35 East in Dallas, has been closed in both directions as police respond to the scene.
Correspondent George Williams, Homeland Security Secretary Noem, says details still being pieced together, but her agency speaks of multiple injuries and fatalities. Noem says that while the motive is unclear, there has been an uptick in the targeting of ICE agents. Vice President Vance writes on X, this obsessive attack on law enforcement, particularly ICE, must stop. It's becoming increasingly clear that President Trump's patience with Russia's Vladimir Putin is running out. Frustrated by Russia's relentless attacks on its neighbor, there's a notable shift in Mr. Trump's position.
In a reversal, the president said he believes Ukraine can regain control of the territory Russia has taken since its invasion. He posted the comment soon after meeting with Ukrainian President Zelensky on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly. Earlier, he criticized Russia for continuing the fight.
It's not making Russia look good. It's making them look bad.
The president had previously said that both Ukraine and Russia would have to give up land to end the war. Greg Clugston, Washington.
And the president pulled no punches in his UN General Assembly speech. Mr. Trump accuses the world body of funding an assault on Western countries by encouraging mass illegal migration. The president telling the delegates, your countries are being ruined. Watching Wall Street, the Dow is up 32 points, NASDAQ 11 points lower. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Bobby Kane, in 1956, he helped to integrate one of the first high schools in the segregated South, has died.
Kane was a senior when he entered the formerly all-white Clinton High School in Tennessee under court order. He had previously attended a black high school about 20 miles away in Knoxville and was not happy about leaving his friends to spend his senior year at a new school in a hostile environment. Despite threats and violence, he stuck it out. In 1957, Kane became the first black student in Tennessee to graduate from a state-run integrated school. Bobby Kane was 85 years old. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
Typhoon Regatta, one of the strongest in years, is sending towering waves onto the streets of Hong Kong while halting life on the southern Chinese coast. After leaving destruction in Taiwan and the Philippines, Taiwan reports 14 deaths. News and analysis, townhall.com. Sometimes it's perfectly okay to ask the boss for a day off from work.
Chicago Cubs third baseman Matt Shaw says he has no regrets missing a game in order to attend the memorial for his friend Charlie Kirk, saying he had an invitation from Charlie's widow and permission from the Cubs to attend that event last Sunday in Arizona. Shaw says Erica texted him asking him to be there and that he was not concerned at all about any backlash toward him going. And Kirk posed for a photo with Shaw in the Cubs dugout following a game recently at Wrigley Field. Jason Walker reporting.
China will no longer seek special treatment given to developing countries in the World Trade Organization. That's a change long demanded by the U.S. Commerce Ministry officials say the move is an attempt to boost the global trading system while it's under stress. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce.
Amen. Of Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Wednesday.
Ah, yes. Beautiful, beautiful day. It really feels like fall out there.
I'm digging. Not complaining at all. Not at all.
Yeah, and it was funny. I ran down a list of the best parts of fall, and it really got me into the thought of like, this is my favorite time of year.
Yeah.
That being said, they put on the list hot chocolate. I'm like, I'm more of an apple cider person myself.
No.
I know. I was like, maybe I should ask Mike. No.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, Captain Chocolate? No.
No. Hot chocolate is my one seed on hot beverages.
I enjoy a nice, a wicked cup of cocoa, but apple cider has just always been that my favorite beverage.
And I'm, to be honest, I'm old school, man.
Yeah.
Just hot chocolate, throw some marshmallows, whipped cream, fine. But I don't need cinnamon or some. Yeah, I don't need any of all that. I just did hot cocoa. The whipped cream is I'll take it. I don't have to have it. And marshmallows, that'd be nice too.
I will say, if you're gonna go hot cocoa, do yourself the favor of making it with milk, like actual with milk.
It's a creamier, yeah.
When you make it with water, I mean, it's just it's like drinking Yoo-hoo.
Yeah,
is really whatever. I'm not saying Yoo-hoo's not a bad thing, but
yeah, but
when you want chocolate milk, Yoo-hoo's not going to scratch that itch.
No, and I will say this: I like Yoo-hoos. I will drink. I haven't had one in years.
I honestly don't remember the last time I had one.
I haven't
see them all
drank
the
one
time
in
on the
years.
shelves.
But as far as chocolate drinks, they are the bottom seed.
Yeah. They have to be. I mean, because it's literally, and I know they do. There's something about it that makes the emulsification happen.
Yeah.
But it's still just chocolate water.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe it's biased because last time I had one I was super young. Maybe I should grab one and try it because.
Yeah, it's been. I can't remember last time I had a Yoo-hoo. There's only. Do they make other flavor Yoo-hoos or is it only chocolate?
They do. They had for a while. I think they do like the limited time flavors for a while. They had like a banana flavor, like a chocolate banana.
Oh.
I mean, that's not bad. You ever had a chocolate covered banana?
I don't like bananas.
Oh, you are just wired weird sometimes. Throws me, man.
I don't like bananas.
But they had like a strawberry. They've done a couple other ones. But mostly it's just chocolate yoo-hoo.
I just thinking banana water sounds even worse than chocolate.
Banana water, that does. That sounds like something Andrew Dice Clay would shout at you in a microphone. Banana water!
Yeah, it sounds worse than chocolate water.
Oh! Drink down some of this banana juice. Oh! But
yeah.
I don't know. I think we need to put it to the test. I think I need to get us a yoo-hoo and crack it open on the air.
Get a yoo-hoo. It's been a minute.
Just to see.
Yeah, I know I've had one as an adult, but I can't.
The other thing that throws me about yoo-hoo is when you see it, you never see it refrigerated.
Yeah.
It's always just on the shelf.
And that, to me, is not right.
It's shelf stable. What?
Yeah, that's unnatural.
That doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand. It doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
I actually read a fact earlier this morning that America is one of the only countries that drinks our milk cold.
Yeah, that mystifies me too.
But still, I don't understand drinking room temperature milk. That to me seems.
I guess you grow up on farms and stuff, you're used to it. But yeah, me, no.
It's got to be as cold as possible.
I like cold milk. Mm-hmm. That's what makes cereal so great.
I 100% agree. Now, I've also gotten into this argument with a friend, and I am a proponent of it, but a lot of people, they think it's weird / gross. How do you feel about milk with dinner?
To be honest, when I went with, if I went to stay with my grandparents or anything, milk was always the drink I was given with every meal. Lunch, dinner, breakfast, that's what I got.
People just, when I've mentioned it, they're like, "Oh, that's very weird to have a creamy beverage." But I enjoy it. I don't have to have it every meal. No. I know somebody who literally can't have dinner without a glass of milk. Like that's how they're wired.
Okay.
And it doesn't matter, like chicken and rice. They're still going to have a glass of milk, and more power to them. I think it's cool, but I like it. I will almost always, have it if that's what's offered. But
I don't poo-poo it. I don't do it, but I grew up having to experience it.
Right.
Like when I was at home with my parents, no. But when I stayed with my grandparents for the 2 weeks or whatever,
but I mean,
during the summer,
okay, let's. I know I'm risking it here, but let's put you in your room on the base. Okay. You just whipped yourself up a nice tuna helper. Okay. You by yourself.
Yeah.
Do you then reach into your mini fridge and pull out a half gallon of milk and pour yourself a glass of milk to have it with that tuna helper?
I mean, I would. I didn't because I didn't buy milk.
Right.
I usually had a soda of some kind or a beer.
Nothing kicks back some tuna helper like a nice tall
Depending
cold
on
bud.
the day of the week.
Crack open a Mickey's.
Yeah, I was a single man and a broke man, so there was a lot of Milwaukee's Best ice in the fridge.
That makes and honestly, sometimes it's cheaper than water.
Back in those days, yeah.
When you're on the old strip and you happen to pass by an ABC, a bottle of water's $3, a tall boy's like $1.50. Where are you gonna go?
Well, and on base they had like the Class 6, which was like the base liquor store, and it's discount prices.
Right.
It's and no tax, so
duty free. Heck yeah.
So I literally would get. And if you're like got 1 or 2 stripes in the United States military, you ain't make no money.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I was getting $1,000 a month or something, like something really not good.
Yeah.
And so literally my budget was I had no money. So I could get like a 24-pack of Beast Ice for like $5.
Right.
So I'd do that. And as cheap beers go, that was a pretty tasty cheap beer.
Yeah.
And it was ice, so it had like a higher alcohol percentage.
It was brewed through ice.
Yeah, this was back when everything was ice, Bud Ice.
Yeah.
And everything's ice house.
Bud threw a lot of stuff at the wall, man. Bud Dry. I mean, They've done quite a few.
Is Red Dog still a thing?
I don't think so. I remember that campaign, Red Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a big thing in the 90s.
Yeah.
Then again, Zima tried to make a comeback.
Yeah.
That worked
again. I mean, it's like
for like a year.
It sucked the first time.
Right. Remember all the worst memories of the 90s?
Yeah.
They're back.
Yeah. Like in a world where everyone was all Bartles and James up, they're like, here's a Zima. I'm like, no thanks.
Right?
Give me Bartles.
Well, and honestly, it's the process by which it's made. It's like B&J is brewed to be its own thing.
Yeah.
Whereas Zima was just like, we're gonna take grain alcohol and we're gonna mix it down to where it's an acceptable ABV.
And people are like, the best compliments I heard was like, it tastes like flat Sprite. I'm like, that's
neat. Then again, though, that nowadays it's gone absolutely insane in that realm.
Yeah. Now everybody's got a
beatboxes and the buzz ball. And what's weird is when you find out like who's tied in with those, like the beatbox, the ones that are like the cartons, the cardboard cartons.
Yeah.
Oh crud! What's his name? Doggone it! Ridiculousness.
The guy, the main guy on that.
Yeah,
I can't remember his name. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
But he's like a major investor in that. Rob Deerdeck. Yeah, he's like a major investor in the beatbox company. You know, so a lot
is
of these
Mangria still available?
What was it?
Mangria.
I doubt.
That was Adam Carolla's sangria.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Mangria. Yeah, it's sangria, but it's his brand or whatever. I don't know.
I don't think I ever saw that one. There was another one that was like a celebrity endorsed. I can't remember who it was, but it was called Campaign, and it was canned champagne.
That's funny.
Yeah, Campaign.
I thought that was what was it? Which one was it? Coors is the banquet. No, which one's the champagne of beers?
No, Coors is the banquet of beers.
Which one's the champagne of beers?
That's
is that
Miller
or Light or one
Miller
of those?
High Life.
Yeah.
Miller High Life is the champagne of beer. They really did. I mean, if you go back to like look at the 90s liquor ads, those are all fantastic. Was it J&B Scotch? And this is a Patton Oswalt bit, but J&B Scotch had a billboard, and it just had a nice tall glass of J&B Scotch, and it just said, "The antidote to road rage." What?
I guess one way or another.
Before you hop behind the wheel of an automobile, make sure every tissue in your body is soaked in fine casket-aged J&B Scotch before you drive.
Yeah, sounds a little not the best advice.
I wouldn't recommend it.
No, but yeah, that was different.
Here we are acting in the public interest. Don't drink and drive, kids.
But I would drink milk. That was
that was the whole start of this thing. Yeah, it was
milk with my tuna.
Milk with dinner.
But I never had. But yeah, I would, and I did kind of like it. You know, I didn't hate it all the time. But yeah, I had. But then again, I've also told you the other stories of my grandma. Like she buttered every sandwich, no matter what. Like if you got a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, she buttered the bread. You got a tuna fish sandwich, you butter the bread. Doesn't matter.
That doesn't sound bad at all.
It isn't.
Although
but
butter
it's different.
and tuna,
it's actually good.
That's
a buttered tuna fish sandwich ain't bad.
All right.
It's kind of because you got the cream, and all of a sudden you're like, is that butter?
Is that butter I taste?
It's not bad. It's not bad, you know. And my grandma was iced coffee drinker way before Starbucks was even an idea.
Just pouring hot coffee over ice.
Oh, she would literally they'd have their little Mr. Coffee 10-pot jobber, and her and Grandpa would have their cup of coffee in the morning or whatever, and then they got like 8 cups of coffee sitting left in that thing. So the rest of the day, she'd literally turns the coffee pot off. And then gets a cup of ice, and the rest of the day she's drinking that coffee with a glass of ice.
That's admittedly probably partially being raised post-depression,
probably
where
absolutely
nothing goes to waste.
Yeah, but but she was bougie.
Yeah,
and I like she was like my grandparents. I think they were raised more like my table manners. Like that's all my table manners. All that etiquette was my grandmother.
That makes sense.
Like what the fork goes where, elbows off the table. That's how we rolled over at her place. And yeah, exactly. And so I learned all that through her. The only informal times were like breakfast in the back kitchen or lunch. Then you didn't have to elbow, the fork. I mean, you could eat your sandwich. You don't have to put your napkin on your lap. Just eat your sandwich. But she was, and she, certain foods were beneath her that you would have never seen in my grandmother's house. Spaghetti was one of them. Really? Yes.
That's like fancy dinner for me growing up.
She would never. And like if we're having a hamburger, she goes, "We're having hamburg," and it's literally like
hamburger steak.
But it's like the patties that are. It's like meatloaf meets burger, but no seasoning.
Oh,
it was very bland. Where was fruit, salad at every meal.
Wow.
There was a plate, and it's usually and it could have been elaborate, but at least it was some lettuce with some pineapple and some cottage cheese, or something that was always there as a salad plate.
Now the lettuce as a display, or like mixed in with the salad?
No, it was like a piece of lettuce with the pineapple sitting on it, and so you eat it, I guess, but more.
It was a shell.
To get my money, I had to eat the pineapple, not the lettuce.
Gotcha.
They used to pay me a nickel for every piece of fruit I ate when I used to stay over there. That's how they get me to eat fruit, because I hate fruit. I've ate fruit my whole life, and so they would to get me to eat fruit. So that's how I know that I will eat pineapple, because that one wasn't so bad.
I literally had a whole scenario just play out in my head.
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe I could bribe my daughter to try more food if I just paid her. And then
the going rate's a lot higher than me.
Right.
Yeah.
Because then literally the next scene in my head was that clip from Tiger King where he's just, I'm never going to financially recover from this.
Well, I remember, and this is I was younger, and like after 2 weeks, I'd eat I got like $2, and I thought you would have thought I was a millionaire.
Well, that's a lot of money back then.
$2,
That's
man.
like $17 by today's standards.
I earned $2 for 2 weeks of fruit eating. And but she was very much. They used to hit elbows off the table. She would, everything the drink, and there was always the thing of milk, and it was always the same glass. The kid glass.
Yeah,
it was not nothing with any pictures or nothing. It was just a smaller glass.
The plastic one or
always china. Always,
I'll tell you this.
I never saw a paper plate in that house.
It was more of my grandma thing, but my mom sort of like adopted it. Was she would we would use up, and she would clean out and save the jelly jars.
Okay,
because we would get the ones, I can't remember what the brand was, but they had the Peanuts characters on the side. So we had like a whole set of jelly jars with Snoopy and Charlie Brown.
I remember those, yeah.
And so those were the kid cups. Were the jelly jars.
Gotcha.
So yeah, we got to drink out of glass. It was it was really, we moved up in the world.
Well, now I wish I had them, because I go home and we had and for years we had those McDonald's glasses, the one with Ronald and Grimace and the Hamburglar. And I think if you have them now and they're in good condition, they're worth money.
They're worth, they're not. We
drank out of them every day and dogged the snot out of them.
The thing is, a lot of that, those graphics on the side were later found out to contain just unholy amounts of lead.
Explains a lot for me.
I mean,
I drank out of them things every day and washed them 100 times. And
here I am in morning radio, everybody.
Right. Eating glowing shrimp.
That happened again.
Did it?
Yeah. They were talking about Kroger stores in the Midwest got a hold of a different batch of contaminated shrimp.
Again,
I'm like, just how is this?
I've had to adjust this theory, but if you don't live in a state that's attached to water, don't eat the shrimp.
And we're talking about connected water,
right?
Not enclosed water.
Yeah, it's like, you mean the shrimp are bad in Iowa?
There's no lake that has a bay. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, I ain't going to Maryland for Mexican food.
Although, I mean, flavors travel, you know.
Well, if you want La Chichi's finest, then
that's right. Ooh, this has got a little heat to it.
Yeah.
It's an onion, Martha.
Yeah. Their idea of Mexican food's on the border, all right?
Mm-hmm. Hey, OTB?
Yeah.
OTB?
Yeah.
Dinner has been decided.
Yeah. I mean, you'll find the very mom and pop place.
Sure.
Somebody from Mexico made some real food, but
is that pronounced abuelas?
Yeah. By and large, they get their salsa from New York City. Just saying.
New York City.
Hey, speaking of food, I want to mention this. Of course, Food Not Bombs. Every Thursday and Sunday, they do free meals out here in Pioneer Plaza for everyone to come and enjoy. And this Thursday, of course, they'll be there as normal. But Jocelyn was mentioning that if you need to get an ID, because you need one, she's going to help fill out the MVD, these applications for homeless status, so you can get an ID.
Okay.
So they can start not being homeless. Yeah. And so that's
where it all starts.
Yeah. And so if they come by Thursday for a meal and what have you, Jocelyn can help them fill this out and get that turned in so that they can get an ID and maybe start the process of getting benefits and, getting off the streets. Yep. So, but this Thursday they're going to be when they're serving out here. I believe they start at 4:30. What time do you guys start? 4 o'clock. Here we go. And, for Food Not Bombs here. So come on out. They do at 4 o'clock. Sundays at 1, at 4 o'clock. They're right in Pioneer Plaza, right across from the courthouse lawn. And by the way, if you can't get there and you're homebound or you're just not able, please reach out. Call them. They have a number, 575-624-6766. Again, 624-6766. And they can get some volunteers to help you out here and get you taken care of. But please, if and I know, mention this, pass this word along. I'm sure there's not a bunch of homeless folks listening to the radio on the side of the street, right now. So if you happen, spread the word, let folks know, or if you know someone, maybe you can get them to come out on Thursday and start the process here.
Absolutely.
So, good deal. Talking fair, yep. I believe it is Leslie and Shay joining us there. I'm not sure. I haven't seen anybody, but that's what my paper says.
It's what the sheet say. It's what I'm gonna say.
But it's not. Manuel says. What movie was that? Manuel says this, and he keeps saying Manuel, and who's this Manuel guy? And it's Manuel. The Manuel's telling him. It was. I think it was like a baseball movie where the guy's like a baseball coach. Manuel says, "I just remembered the movie. I don't remember the name of it, but it stars Joe Mantegna.
The Comrades of Summer."
There it is.
Wow, that is an obscure dip. Dang, dude. Wow, that's pretty good.
I just remembered it was a Joe Mantegna baseball where he goes coaching baseball in Russia.
Comrades of Summer is a 1992 television made for TV. Even,
I think it was an HBO movie
featuring Joe Mantegna, Natalia Negoda. Directed by Tommy Lee Wallace. And yep, it aired on HBO on July 11th, 1992. Wow.
This is what stores in my brain.
That's impressive. And this is why we don't know math.
Right. So Manuel says. It's actually a good movie. I liked it. I mean, obviously, I remember it 50 years later or whatever.
Good luck finding it. I don't think it's probably on Max.
It's not on Max. I'm gonna start raising Cain about that.
Right.
Where's Joe Mantegna's section on HBO Max?
Hashtag cancel HBO Max until you bring back
Comrades of Summer.
What happened?
It's 8. Let's get you up to date on the weather.
Zaslav.
Yes.
I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore with your Pecos Valley weather. We cannot rule out a hit or miss shower or thunderstorm across parts of the region this morning, then gradual clearing coming in our direction. High temperature for today, cooler behind a front. We're into the mid to upper 70s for Roswell, Carlsbad, and Artesia as well. Clear for the overnight hours with lows ranging from 55 to 60. Sunny and warmer weather returning on Thursday. Our highs are ranging from 80 up to 85. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore.
Thank you, Jennifer. Currently 62 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 67%. Winds currently out of the north at 12 miles per hour. Today, enjoy the cooler temps, 77. Mostly cloudy this morning. This will burn off and gradually become sunny, but 77 for a high today. North winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Skies will be clear tonight. Overnight low of 54 degrees. Northeast winds at around 5 miles per hour. For you Thursday, warming up into the mid-80s tomorrow. 84 and sunny with winds out of the south at 5 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, clear. Overnight low of 59 degrees. South winds 5 miles per hour. Sunny and 87 for Friday. South winds 5 to 10. Friday night, they're talking cloudy. With an overnight low of 61. But as of right now, not talking about rain for Friday. Now, Saturday and Sunday, that's a different story. There is a 20% chance for afternoon showers Saturday, partly cloudy and 86. Our chance of rain bumps up to 40% Saturday night, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 61. Sunday, we're also looking at a 40% chance at afternoon showers, cloudy and a high of 80. And 40% Sunday night as well, and then a 30% on Monday, otherwise sunny and 81, which, as long as that rain part doesn't happen, the rest of it should be perfect for Fair Parade and all that good stuff. So, but, you know, the rain thing, maybe tap that down. Maybe let's get the 70% chance it won't rain on Monday. So, get it done on Sunday night or Monday or night or whenever that is. All right, 8:30, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to talk fair on the other side. Don't go away.
Bush Appliance presents Adventures with Spinal Tap.
Now this Maytag right here, this is something very special. If you can see, look close. The numbers, they all go to 11.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Look right across the board.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
Yeah, most go to 10, exactly.
So does this mean it's better?
Well, it's one better, isn't it? It's not 10.
Okay.
You see, most blokes will be cleaning at 10 all the way up. You're on 10. Where do you go from there?
I don't know.
Well, nowhere. Nowhere's where you go. So what we do at Bush Appliance, we want the extra little push over the cliff. You know what we do?
You put it up to 11.
We put it up to 11, exactly.
So why doesn't Maytag just make 10 better and make that be the top number and make that one just a little bit better?
Well, these Maytags go to 11.
This has been Adventures in Spinal Tap, brought to you by Bush Appliance. Stop by 111 West Country Club Road in Roswell or call 575-622-6390.
The 2025 Eastern New Mexico State Fair is here, September 29th through October 4th at the fairgrounds in Roswell. 6 days of boot stomping fun at the happiest place on dirt. It all starts with a special carnival preview Friday and Saturday, September 26th and 27th. Then get ready for the biggest parade in southeastern New Mexico, Monday beginning at 10 a.m. Gates open at noon for a week jam-packed with fun for everyone. Daily shows including extreme illusions and escapes and the mythical creatures. All your favorite foods including Caribbean and Sarah's Mediterranean. Arts and crafts, livestock shows, rodeos, live entertainment from bands Austin Van, Mickey Cruz, and more. And closing out Saturday morning, the Junior Livestock Sale starting at 9 a.m. Log on to enmsf.com for the fair book with everything you need to know. The 2025 Eastern New Mexico State Fair, September 29th through October 4th at the fairgrounds in Roswell. And paid for by Roswell Lodgers Tax.
Picture this. You're behind the wheel of a John Deere compact tractor. You're effortlessly breaking ground, moving piles of rocks just by moving a lever, and enjoying the sun as you clear brush across your pasture. We could keep trying to put you in the moment, but to really understand what this feels like, you just have to get in the seat.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia and Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
It's too bad the Eastern New Mexico State Fair doesn't have a category for weeds, because with all the rain we've had, they'd be giving out lots of blue ribbons. Hi, this is Ben Manette from Roswell Seed Company. We have powerful products to get rid of the hardiest weeds, and most important, we can tell you exactly how and when to use them to get the job done. Yeah, this year's weeds are certainly impressive, but at least they're green.
Coach, question for you over here.
Coach, can you talk about the latest trade rumors?
Absolutely. Right now, you can get big money for your trade at Roswell Ford.
Start your season with a win at Roswell Ford.
Right now, we need trades. So if you're making payments on your current vehicle and want out early, Roswell Ford will do whatever it takes to help you escape from your trade. Even if you owe thousands more than it's worth, regardless of make, miles, or condition. With 0% APR and no payments for 90 days. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. Roswell Ford has partnered with more aggressive lenders who will push to approve your credit with great terms, with good credit, no credit, or even if your credit is less than perfect. All roads lead to huge American-made savings, more for your trade, and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford, 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell. Call 575-623-3673 or online at roswellford.com. 0 APR for 48 months is $28.83 per thousand finance. Interest accrues for date of sale, subject to lender approval on select vehicles. Offers not combined.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Did you know you share your birthday with at least 9 million other people in the world? Your birthday isn't feeling so special now, is it? Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 34 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in the studio this morning, talking Eastern New Mexico State Fair. Of course, Leslie Robertson back with us, and Shay Wagner as well. Good morning, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Well, we're days away.
Countdown is on.
Of course, the other day I saw you like, days away.
Anything under about 60 days is
Right.
just days away
One of these
on
days
this
I'm like,
side.
we're a day away.
It's almost to the hours.
It's going to be like the movie Airplane. Like, next week I'm going to go, just want to wish you all good luck. We're all counting on you.
Yes, exactly.
But, yeah, it is, Fair Week is fast approaching. Technically, in some circles, fair's already started.
It truly has.
Because arts and crafts stuff's been turned in. They're
Yes.
judging and getting all that side ready for this week. Here, probably tomorrow and Friday, you're going to start seeing turn-ins for the other entries into this year's
And
fair.
baked goods, yes.
Baked
Yeah, all
goods.
the fresh stuff. Yeah, they
Yes.
didn't. All those pies that comes in this week.
Right.
All right, these have been sitting for a week.
For
They should
the
be good-
judges' sake.
good and tasty. Who wins?
Just ignore the mold.
Right.
Just scrape it off.
More flies means better. That's what that means.
Blue ribbon, automatic.
That's the one that's black. Is, that's the winner.
No, all that comes in this week. But and so that's really started. But yeah, really this weekend things will kick off. There is a preview for rides and things. They're going to be doing that again this year. So if you go now, this weekend the fair's not open.
Let's be clear.
Yeah, the fair,
is
the
not
commercial
open.
buildings and the all the other highlights of the fair. They're all working and getting animals lined up, and so that's not for public consumption. But the ride section and limited food and eats, things like some of the local vendors will be open. Not all of them. Most will start up Monday afternoon here.
Right.
But a few of them will, maybe, that's you're going to have to come and see. Could be some of your local favorites already setting up there. But don't worry, come hungry. The carnival folks have their, like when you go out into the ride part and you see like the pizza stands and
Exactly.
those will all be open.
Those will be open with the carnival again. Some of our vendors will, the other vendors will be. But you're right. The buildings, all of those are still closed for judging and setup.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, because the commercial building, there's going to be volunteers and entities setting up their booths and tables and getting everything ready for Monday.
Right.
And so if you want to come and ride and know all that, come on down and write
Friday
some
and
music.
Saturday.
Yeah, their Write Some Music's going to have, and are they doing unlimited ride armbands and all that during that time?
They
too?
are, yes.
Okay.
You can buy individual tickets, but they are doing the armbands.
Okay.
There's no admission for that just because
Right,
the
no
fair's
fair.
not
Yeah,
open.
you pay as you ride kind of thing.
But
Yeah.
it's paying to go to the carnival, and they're setting up. Everything's getting in place now. It looks like they've brought a lot of good stuff this year.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Well, and this kind of works out for like if you do have a busy week at the fair, like if you're showing a lot of animals or you just got a lot going on, you're working booths or whatever, then you don't have to do any of that on Saturday or Sunday. You just come out and or Friday, Saturday, I'm sorry, and come out and ride some rides and eat copious amounts of meats on sticks and then waddle home.
Right. Other deep fried confections. Yes.
Nothing's happening on Sunday as far as the public's concerned.
Yeah, that's all.
It's all check-in day for
We're all
vendors.
putting our bow ties on and our boots and everything else.
Yes,
So.
all the animals come in on Sunday, or a majority of the animals come in on Sunday.
Yeah.
There's a lot of moving parts on Sunday, so we don't have any public out there.
Yeah, it's literally, herding animals back and forth. And like you see those kids with the pigs and the boards, that's like all day Sunday with just like Noah's Ark of animals.
It is.
Sunday's very noisy out there. The public hasn't even arrived yet.
Yeah. It's funny. Back years ago when I did the Artesia morning show, that during the Eddy County fairs, they'd have us do the morning show out there. But let's face it, at 8 o'clock in the morning, other than a few getting ready for a livestock show, there's not a lot going on at 8 o'clock in the morning. And so usually my mornings were me and the sheep and like where they set this up. They always seem to have the lambs sitting up in the pen, like the holding pen, and they just bah! And so literally one day I just walked up, let's have a conversation, and like, so how's your day going? Bah! What time is your lunch? Bah! You know.
I feel like they did as well as I do.
Yeah. He was very responsive. It was bad. I think it was a he. I didn't look. You get that personal. Well, yeah, it's that's the sounds of Sunday.
Yes,
at the Eastern New Mexico State Fair. But then again, Monday, that's when game on. It's fair day for the, of course, schools will be closed on Monday.
Parade.
Fair parade will promptly start here at 10 a.m. The lot of similarities. One big difference that we were talking about earlier in the week is this year, judges are not stationed at the courthouse lawn. They are amongst us.
Yes.
They could be right next to you. They could be eating a corn dog sitting right next to you.
Right.
I know. You know, they could ask you a question. Where's McDonald's?
Yeah, we
right
want
there?
everybody to experience the same thing instead of just the judges.
Yeah.
You got to perform for the entire route.
So what I'm trying to say is you don't all have to conglomerate at the courthouse lawn. If you line anywhere on Main Street between College and Summit, the old Sears. All these new people, Sears. Yeah, it's now the Ashley Furniture Store there on Summit. But that's if you line up anywhere on Main Street, doesn't matter what side, you'll have a good spot for everything because there'll be performances throughout the parade route, and so you don't have to now. If you got your favorite spot in the shade, or you like, no, I like the courthouse lawn, I like to put that. Do you.
You do you. Right. But there's not a bad seat in the house.
Yeah, you don't have to. You could line up right where College starts and catch everybody as they're cutting onto the parade route, or catch them as they were breaking loose to head to the fair or head to wherever they got to go afterwards on Summit there. So, and then, of course, right at the conclusion of the parade, mosey on down to the fairgrounds, and it's game on. The fair's open. The rides will open up, and it'll be a full day of fairing out there. So.
One question we get asked a lot is whether we take cards at the gate and if the carnival does. We do now. We've kind of stepped into a little more of the modern age.
Well, we live in a world where everyone's like, you got $1? I haven't carried cash with me in 10 years. You know what I mean?
Both at the gates and the carnival can take card payments.
Excellent.
There is an ATM on grounds in the commercial building.
So if you do need cash for some of the booths or things.
And if it runs out or if it has technical difficulties, the carnival will always run your card for you, and they will kind of act as an ATM. So there's options for cash, but cash is no longer the required method of payment out there.
So, you know, and like I said, there's ATMs available if you do need cash for a vendor or something
Exactly.
So that might be beneficial because I get it. You want to come in with all the things you left with.
Right.
And usually add a few things.
Yes.
But if you're like, all right.
Don't they tap the
they got
pay?
the tap?
They have tap pay.
Yeah, they have tap pay also.
I know.
Yeah.
That's even more high tech than me because I have that, but I forget.
Me too.
And I'm sitting there still and they're trying. I'm like, I can never just tap it, dude.
I finally got over swiping though, so I'm getting there.
Every once in a while, I'm like, oh, I can do my phone. I don't even have to tap that. And I'm like, let me remember to do that. You know, and this is what happens with old people. I'm sorry.
I'm with you.
But we're getting high tech at the fair, so for the main entrance and for carnival rides and all that.
And most of our vendors now
and
actually have.
Yeah, there might be one or two.
There might be a few, but
like I'm thinking like the commercial building for raffles and things like that. Generally speaking,
cash,
that's probably going to be like if you want to, because you know when you get into commercial building, every organization will be having a drawing for something. Generally speaking, those some do. Some get high tech and they've got their little phone readers, but we can't guarantee that.
Right, exactly.
That's where you might need to have a few bucks on you. So, and of course, sometimes it's easy with kids. If they're like the kids, like, oh, I want a snow cone or whatever. Here's $5 to go get a snow cone. Yeah, sometimes that's easier too.
Yes.
But when you do that, don't forget the things we talked about earlier when we were talking about the gate and cash entrance, things like that. As I say every time we talk about fair is, especially with your younger kids. I mean, if you got a 16-year-old, they're going to be a little salty if you do this. But for your 4 or 5, the wanderers, they take a picture of them.
Yes.
In their current clothing, whatever they're walking into the fair with. That way, in that case that the kids wander because it happens,
or the parents wander,
it's not the kids' fault. It's the parents wander. Dad was looking at that.
Right.
Dad was looking at that chili roaster, and everyone kept moving along. I get it.
The current picture for us to circulate while we're in search mode.
Absolutely.
Search and Rescue has their booth in the commercial building. So as soon as you walk in, after you've taken the picture, go to the commercial building, have Search and Rescue, put the tag on them, so we have a phone number to reach.
That way when you do round them up, they can call you and say, "Hey, we found your child there at the ice cream."
And then point out the safe places to go in case the kiddo finds themselves away from the family.
Understand,
office is a safe place to bring them.
Absolutely, and any staff personnel, if you see obviously officers, people in uniform, security, any event staff, fair people, if you see them, they'll be in polos and things or drive around in a cart. They're usually pretty easy. You can go up to any one of them, say, have a lost child. They go into protocol. They know exactly. And this helps with the picture. If you have the picture, you can text them the picture. Yes. They can get it out to the front gates. And so it literally sets things. It's a well-oiled machine because every year a child gets lost at the fair, at least once. You can set your watch to it. And it happens. And so there's a very well-oiled routine that happens, that the staff there, law enforcement, security, everybody is on the same page there. So go to any one of them. If you've got that picture, please do that. That's
a good habit for everything. Anytime you go to major events, if you have kids.
Yes. Anytime, there's a gathering, a lot of people, and it's easy to get lost. And another thing I always like to say is, because this is what my dad and we used to do when we were, when we had events like this, we'd have smartphones back then. They'd say, if everybody gets lost, this is our meeting rallies point.
Right.
Pick that spot wherever it is in the fair. Like for me, it's ice cream.
They didn't use a string with you?
I will say, though, for our teens, if you feel like your child is old enough that you turn them loose to go ride and do all of the things, and that's great. But when you come to the office later and tell me you've lost your child, we're not going into full protocol for your 14-year-old that just hasn't quite made it to their meeting spot at the certain time.
And not answering their phone.
Right, and not answering their phone. I guarantee they're still on a ride or waiting for that one last ride. Just go have a clear meeting spot and a clear time.
Just because the fairgrounds are grounds does not change the time continuum of teenagers.
Exactly. So, and I can tell you, we can page them.
Sure.
Maybe. They're not going to hear us.
Let's ask.
Well, they're ignoring the phone.
They're ignoring the phone. They're not going to hear the page.
When you yell their name in the house, do they come?
Yes, exactly. So
expect similar results here.
If they're old enough to turn off and let them ride, they're old enough to find their way back. Sure. Please don't send us into a lost child protocol because your kiddo hasn't shown up yet.
Crafty parents get smart and you put the GPS on their phone and they're over by the corn dogs.
Always a smart idea.
And then the crafty kids figure out how to get it off.
Right. Yeah, they always go out smart. That's why you put the burner one and you put an Apple tag in their socks because they don't do their laundry.
That's true.
So in the Apple tag in their underwear.
See, now we're getting creative.
That's a smart move.
I fully support this decision.
It's sweater season. We can slip an Apple tag.
Right. You never know.
But anyway, yes, please. But we always had that meeting spot. And it's like, whether it's just some central, hey, the Ferris wheel's real tall. Everyone go to the Ferris wheel, when you get lost. But have that conversation before you go in there.
Absolutely.
I always, if you do not do so already, please like and follow the Eastern New Mexico State Fair Facebook page. Especially the days you go out to the fair, because if there's any weather-related things or schedule changes or any last-minute, it's live event, things happen. Right. That's the first place that information goes. So if you're thinking, and you're like, ooh, the weather's looking a little peak, is that concert still on? You can look there and, they'll tell you the latest and greatest and up-to-date on.
And we will wait and just hope for our weather, right? Because there's no rain checks and no reentry. But we also know it's New Mexico weather. Give it 5 minutes. It's probably going to change. So if it rains while we're waiting for the concert to start, go into the commercial building. We have some great vendors in there.
Absolutely.
Go see the trains and the
Arts
education.
And crafts, education building.
There's a lot of options to get away from the rain while we give it just a few minutes to pass.
That's all the heart of the fair. I mean, the rides and the concerts and the rodeo, that's all amazing. Mm-hmm. But the reason the fair happens is because what's going on in that education building, that arts and crafts building, and that livestock show ring. That's the reason why we're showing these youth why the agriculture industry is so important and the impact it is to everybody, and they learn those lessons on a daily basis. This is why Saturday morning when you go out to the junior livestock auction, you're going to be, why did they pay that much money for that cow? And they're like, it's because they're not paying for the cow, they're paying for the future, and they're paying for, because guess what? These 3 foot tall young men and women that you're seeing handling these 800-pound animals, they're the ones that are going to be providing you dinner for your family for the future.
And they put a lot of work into it. These kids get up before school, go feed, walk their animals. After school, they feed again and walk the animals, wash the animals. The animals really have a good life. Really, better mind. They have a really good life.
No one pays me that much. That's all I'm saying.
And if you go out to the livestock auction, which I hope everybody will, it is an educational and an entertaining experience.
It's fun
but also,
too, yeah.
Pay attention to who's buying. Pay attention to whose names you see out there. Those are the businesses that are here supporting the kiddos of the community.
Sure.
Shop there.
Absolutely. You're absolutely correct. These folks are investing in our community. Yes. Invest in them because they invest in us. And that's how it works around here. And that's really what the fair's all about, is that relationship and teaching these young men and women, how the sausage is made, literally here.
Literally.
And, but we get to show our appreciation and we get to enjoy that. And so take that moment next week at some point in between funnel cakes and Ferris wheel rides and concerts to go do all that stuff, because that is the heart of it. And that's where you're going to see the best of the best. And I'm telling you, I'm a man in my 50s and I'm in that age. I'm starting to get the get off my lawn age. The more and more, that's sounding more and more awesome every day now. And I live in the same world like everybody else, and you just, as you get older, it's one of these things, they ain't teaching nobody, you know what I mean? It's just a natural progression as you get older. It's like, these kids these days, and, all that mindset. And it seems easier now in this world just because the world we live in. Go to the fair and talk to 4-H and FFA kids for just a few minutes.
Those are grounded kids.
You'll be like, hope restored. Exactly. That's... every year, and I've been doing this for 20 years now, talking to these young men and women, and they're the most articulate, most well-opinionated, polite are these young men and women that usually come out of 4-H, FFA, and those type.
Oh, they're the salt of the earth. They're great, yes.
And what I mean by that, it's not, a lot of kids are polite, but I ask them a question, and they give you an answer. That's like thought, and, there was analytical, critical thinking. There were skills involved in giving me this answer, as opposed to or yes,
or
I don't know. That has always been that's. I always used to make a joke because I'd interview like athletes. It seemed a lot, and I'd have the high school athletes, and I'd ask them this convoluted, 12-part question, and be like, yes, and I'm like, I'm trying to fill air, bud. Elaborate on that a little bit, please. Right? Yeah. But those young men and women, they'd be like, they make you restore faith in the future generation.
Absolutely,
they do. And the fair brings that out. That's the best part of the fair.
Outside of the fair, these kids do a lot of national or contests to go to national contests. There's public speaking. There's parliamentary procedure.
Yeah.
These kids are they'll be doing several things simultaneously. So
they're well-rounded young men and women.
They have a busy schedule, and they learn how to manage their schedule, and they compete.
It almost makes me tired listening to these.
They do have a busy schedule.
Yeah.
And then a lot of them play sports.
I say a lot of them are athletes in addition to all of that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they got football practice. They got basketball practice afterwards. Yeah, absolutely. That's or they got cheerleader, or they got
And there's
honor society.
I don't know how they do it. They're young.
Yeah.
They're young, and that's the only
Energy's the big thing. I remember back then, tired was relative. You know what I mean? Nowadays, I wake up tired.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's the big one. That area. But you're absolutely right. These and no, not gonna, the ones that do come from farms and ranches, let's face it. Ain't nobody sleeping in on a farm. You know what I mean? It's just not. That's not how you build.
But 4-H and FFA, there's things for kids from the city.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 4-H. You can literally be in 4-H and not touch a farm.
One of our board members is a former city person, Craig Walker. He grew up in the city, and now he's a vet. And he got his exposure to this by going to 4-H.
Touched my cat. My cat several times.
So
not that way.
Sir, this is a family show.
Yes.
He's their doctor.
But so there's all kinds of things for
absolutely
kids.
Yeah,
I mean rocketry and
computers and shooting sports and like you said the whole government side of things, Parliament, Robert's Rules, parliamentary procedure, learning how to navigate public forums and space. That's all and you're absolutely so political careers to Fortune 500 company leaders to farmers and ranchers. That is your 4-H and FFA.
Oh, it's truly
students.
all encompassing. It's pretty amazing.
It is, Now, don't get me wrong. You want to get dirty? They got plenty of opportunities.
Yes, I do.
But you don't have to be a part of 4-H and know what an animal is, or be on a farm, or even deal with anything. Now, they got that. You know what? Come out to the fair and talk to the kids, because the kids, yes, some of them they'll be out there showing their animals, but some said, yeah, I'm also in the computer group, or I'm also in the shooting sports, or some of the other non-animal related 4-H clubs and things like that too. So,
and we even have a speech contest going on. Thank goodness for Eastern, the New Mexico University Roswell.
Okay,
they're having a speech contest, and there's age divisions, and their prepared speech, extemporaneous speech that'll be going on Friday.
Okay.
So these kids are competing.
You can see them in action.
Yeah.
Not showing animals.
Right. So it is a closed forum, but they do get to do with the judges.
Okay.
And whoever wins.
Sure.
There's scholarships available. So
and this is where they learn to handle pressure, to handle those professional environment, how to deal with a situation where you're being interviewed or being or have to present something. What's that take? And that, again, these are skill sets that translate into 1,000 different careers and passions in people's lives. So
one of the questions I get asked a lot is, we want to go talk to the kids out in the barns, or we want to go see the quilts and the arts and crafts, but I'm a little mobility challenged. What do we do there? So shout out to Leprino, because they've partnered with us the last few years. We've increased the paved asphalt throughout the fairgrounds. So there's paths and trails from front gate all the way out. It takes you right to the commercial building, right to the education building.
And if you have bigger mobility issues and that, reach out to staff and they can help you navigate. I know all the time there's folks that they'll hop in them golf carts and run them over to where they need to. And
we want everybody to have access.
If you need to get to a place and you can't do it yourself, reach out. Staff will make sure someone will get you to where you got to get you to and take care of that. Way you don't miss any of the fair or any opportunities to do all that stuff.
But we've become a lot more mobility friendly in the last few years, and still working on it. And Leprino's been a huge part of that.
Well, there's a lot of acreage out there and a lot of ground. It's really
it's a big
cool
facility.
Again, I just saw the time. So website is going to be your best friend. If you have any questions about the fair, from where to park, to how much it costs to get in, to what nights, who's playing where and when, to the fair book that has all the rules and everything for the various shows and competitions, enmsf.com. Eastern New Mexico State Fair's website. Go there. You can see the special nights like Senior Day on Wednesday, the ride nights like Tuesday. And we said this earlier in the week. Tuesday's kind of the ride day. Your cost of admission includes the rides into the. So if you're not a rider, maybe go another night, because it is a little bit more pricey that night. But you ride till you can't anymore.
Yes, and you pay the same price, even if you're just going to watch somebody ride. But again, do the math.
If you're taking a bunch of kids,
it might be cheaper to pay to go watch than it is to come back the next day to do admission and ride bands, even if you're not buying as many ride bands.
And you get a cheap night of quiet and people watching.
Right.
You get your bench, get you a popcorn, and let them ride. You just watch people. That's the funnest night and the best Monday night spent. And you got a bunch of kids. And then guess what? If they're, depending on the age, you get in the car, they're all sacked out, tired, and you get home and they just go to bed and go watch whatever you do with when the kids are.
I really feel sorry for teachers next week.
We should give them Tuesday off as well, really.
Yeah, my wife would completely support that. If there is a commission vote on that, she would endorse that.
Just give them the whole week off.
Right.
There you go.
Right.
There we go. But you got to be out at the fair every day. That would be the rule. You get it off, but you got to prove you're at the fair.
Right. As a former educator and the current office manager at the Eastern New Mexico State Fair, I fully support this decision.
It's like, hey, we're going to be at the fair. You will go ride rides, you will eat food, you will go to a show, and we'll learn something here too. So. But did we get it all for now?
I think we've hit everything between the two.
And again, go to the fair website. Oh, and real quick, we were talking 4-H and all that. If you want to support them, go eat ice cream at the fair. Yes. The ice cream booth there, that's right by the commercial building. That's one of the fundraisers at 4-H. So every time you go in there and buy a cone or a shake or a bowl or whatever, that money goes back into 4-H program.
Yes, east side of the commercial building.
Yeah, I cannot leave that place without eating ice cream at least once. That's kind of, I told you before, and I'm not lying, that's my entrance to the commercial building. I go through the ice cream shop and I get ice cream. Unfortunately, New Mexico store's not there. But then I'd hit there and go, they get me buying rubs and whatnot, and then I'd make it into the commercial building. Right. You can set your watch to it every time. Very good. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you so much for having us.
We'll see you.
We'll see you at the fair.
I think we're done with it. I don't think I'll see you guys the rest of the week.
No, we're done. Nope. You'll have the livestock sale committee.
And then entertainment on Friday. Yes. I think it's Sal on Friday.
Sal on Friday, yes.
So very good. Well, we'll see you out at the fair then.
All right. Sounds great.
Thank you, guys. All right. It's 9 o'clock. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. We will be back on the other side of news. Don't go away.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem says this morning's attack at an ICE detention center in Dallas, where 3 people were shot, resulted in multiple injuries and fatalities. She says the attacker died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Correspondent George Williams with reaction to the bloodshed.
Vice President Vance has posted on X saying, quote, "The aggressive attack on law enforcement, particularly ICE, must stop. I'm praying for everyone hurt in this attack and for their families," unquote. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem said details are still emerging and that the motive for the shooting remains unclear, saying on X, quote, "While we don't know the motive yet, we know that our ICE law enforcement is facing unprecedented violence against them. It must stop," unquote.
And Acting ICE Director Todd Lyons cites disinformation and dangerous politically motivated rhetoric. Addressing the UN, President Trump held nothing back, telling the General Assembly delegates that their countries are being ruined by mass migrations being promoted and funded by the UN. It was a wide-ranging address, the president again demanding that Hamas release all of the hostages and do so now.
Speaking to world leaders at the UN General Assembly, the president said the time for partial releases is over. He called on Hamas to immediately release all hostages, both living and dead.
Release the hostages now. Just release the hostages now.
He also criticized several countries for recognizing a Palestinian state, which he called a reward to Hamas for its October 7th attacks in Israel. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Saying he did not and would not make light of the death of Charlie Kirk, Jimmy Kimmel returned to the air last night on ABC, but a large group of TV stations refusing to air the program. On Wall Street, the Dow up 43 points, NASDAQ down 9. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
Activists say drones have targeted their Gaza-bound flotilla.
The Global Sumud Flotilla says it was attacked during the night by unidentified drones and communications jamming. It adds that at least 13 explosions were heard on and around several flotilla boats, while drones or aircraft dropped unidentified objects on at least 10 boats. The activists aim to break the Israeli blockade of Gaza. No casualties were reported, but the flotilla says there's damage to the vessels and widespread obstruction in communications. Sumud posted a brief video showing what appeared to be an explosion on or near one of the vessels. There's been no immediate response to questions regarding the attack from the Israeli military. I'm Charles Tillerson.
Estonia is extending a fence along its border with Russia. It's also building anti-tank ditches and bunkers, preparing for a possible conflict with Moscow. Townhall.com. A retired tennis star speaks out about the dangers of artificial intelligence after financial advice that was falsely attributed to him.
Rafael Nadal is warning about fake online videos of him offering financial advice. Nadal says on Tuesday he has never endorsed the videos or their messages. He explained on LinkedIn that false videos using AI have been circulating. These videos imitate his image and voice, falsely attributing investment advice to him. Nadal calls it misleading advertising and unrelated to him. He's emphasizing the need for society to distinguish between real and manipulated content. He also urges ethical and responsible use of technology. I'm Gethin Coolbaugh.
Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell signals a cautious approach to future interest rate cuts. That is in sharp contrast to other Fed officials calling for a more urgent, aggressive approach. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The Revolution, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Tres Inviernos.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Wednesday.
Ah, yes. Welcome to it.
Made it all the way to the middle.
Indeed.
So, good job.
Clouds, nice cloud cover blanketing Roswell.
Although it is brighter out, it's starting to break up a little bit.
It's thinner in spots, and that's where you kind of see the sky.
Doesn't seem as ominous as it did an hour ago. But yeah,
definitely a cooler temps, which I am all for.
77.
Love that.
Ray Bork.
I love that for us.
That's Ray Bork right there. That's an obscure reference.
71?
77.
Oh, 77.
Ray Bork.
Ray Bork.
He was a Hall of Famer for the Boston Bruins.
Wow.
Defenseman.
Also a very popular dish for the Swedish chef. Ray Bork.
Ray Bork. But yeah, Ray Bork, 77.
Nice.
Yermer Yager, I think, wore 77 too. Now that I think about it. So.
Neat. I don't. There's no way I could remember a number associated with. Well, that's not true because as long as it's single digit, I think I'm fine. Because Favre was 4.
Yeah.
Like I'll always remember that.
Yeah.
I think Rogers was 5, 8, 7. He was some single digit. I'm not sure. I can't remember.
He's 8 now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's probably 8 before then.
Yeah.
Because usually they carry that number over. I remember, like when Favre went to what was it?
And
Minnesota.
And the NFL did a thing a couple years ago where they basically took, like prior to that, it was kind of like if you were at this position, your numbers had to be in this range.
Range, right?
That's all out the window now.
Okay.
So like wide receivers that generally would be like 80s, Now they're all 8, 0, 0. You see a 0 in every team now and a 1. And it's usually a wide receiver or cornerback or the quarterback or the running back could be 0 or 1. It really there isn't that rhyme or reason anymore on an NFL player. He's a wide receiver. He's got to be in his number in the 80s. Not anymore. Yeah. It could be a 7.
The one thing that needs to be brought back is, or brought to the NFL, is this is like the one thing I think the XFL did right.
Yeah.
Was letting people put either nicknames or just phrases that they liked on the back of their jerseys rather than their actual name.
Uh-huh.
Like, we need to bring back "He Hate Me."
Right. Well, and I think in some cases they do now. Well, see, now they're putting the juniors and seniors, and now people's the seniors.
But like, if your last name is Sherman and you want to be called Shermanator, I mean, you should be able to get that on the back of your jersey.
I guess. Why not?
I think that was the one aspect that the XFL, I think, got right.
I just don't know. And that's all about money. So can they sell the jerseys? Then they can, then they will, then they won't. But that's all that's about.
I don't remember exactly how much most of them went for, but I know that "He Hate Me" was like the number one selling jersey in the country for like.
And then there's some people that they call them their name, and that's not their legal name. Like the wide receiver for the Commanders, his name is Deebo Samuels.
Mm-hmm.
His name is not Deebo. That's the nickname his dad gave him when he was a child because he's named after the Deebo character from Friday.
Right. But if that's that's your.
But his real name is not Deebo. It's Curtis or something. I don't even know what it is. But yeah.
If that's your go by, I mean that's sure. But like I don't think.
But then again, they don't put his first name on the.
They're not going to like have somebody like Fozzie on the back or something, Then again, that could be copyrighted. I don't know. I don't know how any of that works. I'm just saying, let's make jerseys more interesting. Make jerseys great again. There, I said it.
Put them on fire while they wear them.
There you go.
Well, as long as the NFL doesn't go like what soccer does. Like, I get it, making money and everything, but when your uniform is just a big walking billboard for various products, like soccer uniforms are and NASCAR uniforms are, I'm kind of out on that. I'm not wearing that. Like, if you want me to wear your gear, I'm not wearing your gear with STP and 37 other logos on it. I'm not that cheap, I guess you could say. I'm cheap, but not that cheap. All right, folks from American Legion Post 61 are here to join us, give us an update on several things. Of course, Veterans Parade coming up, Eastern New Mexico State Fair. Just had air races, so we'll talk all about that and more. Later on in the hour, we'll get you up to date with news of the local variety, along with your Wall Street business update, and maybe we'll try to work that Cowboys report in. Maybe not. And then that should about cover it for today's show. So let's get it going and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore with your Pecos Valley weather. We cannot rule out a hit or miss shower or thunderstorm across parts of the region this morning, then gradual clearing coming in our direction. High temperature for today, cooler behind a front. We're into the mid to upper 70s for Roswell, Carlsbad, and Artesia as well. Clear for the overnight hours with lows ranging from 55 to 60. Sunny and warmer weather returning on Thursday. Our highs are ranging from 80 up to 85. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore.
Thank you, Jennifer. Currently, I don't think I refreshed it. My mistake. It is now fresher. Currently 64 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 60%. Winds are out of the north at 13 miles per hour. Cooler today, 77 are expected high under cloudy skies this morning. This will gradually break apart and the sun will peek out there eventually. Winds out of the north, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Clear tonight, overnight low of 54 degrees. Northeast winds at around 5 miles per hour. Thursday, sunny. We're back into the mid-80s tomorrow, 84 for a high. South winds at around 5 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, clear, overnight low of 59. By the way, these 50s for overnight lows, I ain't complaining. I kind of dig it. That's good sleeping weather, just saying. 87 for a high on Friday under sunny skies. Clear Friday night, overnight low of 61. Then Saturday, there is a 20% chance at afternoon showers, partly cloudy, 86 for a high. Our chance of rain bumps up to 40% Saturday night, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 61. Sunday, we're looking at a 40% chance at afternoon rain, mostly cloudy, 80 for a high. 40% for Sunday night as well, mostly cloudy, 58 for an overnight low. And then there is a 30% chance of showers Monday, mostly sunny, and 81 for a high there. So we'll see how it all shapes up. Temperature-wise, looking pretty good. I mean, 81 for day one of the fair, as long as that rain thing doesn't hit, that's pretty good. All right, 9:13, we're going to take about a 4-minute break, and then we will chit-chat with American Legion Post 61 family on the other side. Don't go away.
Hey, CVE members, have you scheduled your no-cost home energy audit? If not, it's time to sign up. Call 575-746-3571 to get your name on the list for a free home energy audit. Weather stripping, new door sweeps, minor repairs, and much more. Start saving money and keep that purchased air in your home. Central Valley Electric Cooperative is happy to partner with Green Metal Energy for this valuable audit. Again, 575-746-3571.
If you want to install a new roof, you can do it the cheap way or you can do it the right way. Jennifer here from Trustmark Roofing, and one of our customers recently found this out the hard way. He was going to hire us to re-roof his roof, but he found someone to do the job for $2,000 cheaper. Half a year later, this customer called us to re-inspect his brand new roof. Turns out this contractor was not a contractor at all. He had no license and no insurance. The roof was installed incorrectly and never had been passed by the city inspector. We had to re-roof his brand new roof, tear off the shingles, and start from scratch. It was the most expensive $2,000 anyone has ever saved. If you need a roof installed the right way, you can trust who your neighbors trust. You can trust Trustmark Roofing for no obligation to the penny quote on your roof transformation. Call 575-755-ROOF. That's 575-755-7663.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Coach, question for you over here.
Coach, can you talk about the latest trade rumors?
Absolutely. Right now, you can get big money for your trade at Roswell Ford.
Start your season with a win at Roswell Ford. Right now, we need trades. So if you're making payments on your current vehicle and want out early, Roswell Ford will do whatever it takes to help you escape from your trade. Even if you owe thousands more than it's worth, regardless of make, miles, or condition. With 0% APR and no payments for 90 days. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. Roswell Ford has partnered with more aggressive lenders who will push to approve your credit with great terms, with good credit, no credit, or even if your credit is less than perfect. All roads lead to huge American-made savings, more for your trade, and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford, 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell. Call 575-623-3673 or online at roswellford.com. 0 APR for 48 months is $28.83 per thousand finance. Interest accrues for rate of sale, subject to lender approval on select vehicles. Offers not combined.
The 2025 Eastern New Mexico State Fair is here, September 29th through October 4th at the Fairgrounds in Roswell. This year's entertainment is out of this world. Wednesday night, don't miss Austin Van with 2 shows at 7 and 9.
Driving me out of your mind.
Thursday, catch Mickey Cruz at 7. And Al Hurricane at 9. Friday, it's Carson City Rebels at 5. Proud Pete at 7 and Josh Ward at 9.
Hey, I'm loving where it's going.
And Saturday is Tejano Night featuring La Conquistador Banda at 9.
Iban dispuestos a todo por llevar la mercancía.
Best of all, concerts are free with admission to the fair. More info at enmsf.com. The Eastern New Mexico State Fair, September 29th through October 4th at the Fairgrounds in Roswell. It's the happiest place on dirt. Ad paid for by the City of Roswell Lodgers Tax.
Pecos Valley Broadcasting has immediate entry and experience level and radio and live stream video sales executive positions open in Artesia and Carlsbad. You'll work with our amazing team to build and maintain accounts and dive into advertising and marketing promotions. Experience in sales is preferred and bilingual opportunities are available. Base guarantee plus bonuses and commissions. Apply now. Email your details or resume to hireme@pvbcradio.com. Take your career to the next level with Pecos Valley Broadcasting, an equal opportunity employer.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. There are 293 ways to make change for $1. Try all 293 on the guy who keeps borrowing money from you. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 17 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from our American Legion Post 61 family, Commander Lee and Auxiliary President Jen back with us. Good morning, guys.
Morning.
How's life in your world this morning?
I'm not sure yet. It's early for me.
To be determined.
Yeah.
TBD.
Yeah.
But it has been busy.
Yes.
Like everything else around town with the air races and farmers market and just about every week there's
the air races was an interesting adventure.
Yeah.
Nothing has slowed down since National Convention.
Yep, it's been going. Air races, of course. Memory lawn. You guys just did a cleanup out there.
Yeah, Sunday.
And again, that's a never-ending project. That's
it
always
is, and we still need to do some more out there. We got some mowed, but there's a lot left to mow. So it's not as tall as it was.
It's plenty for everybody.
Yes, if you have a mower and you have an hour or so.
And then it's our version of rainy season, so just you mow and then a couple days later it doesn't look like you mowed.
Yeah.
I guess we were running the brush hog last Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and be careful out there, folks, because I was mowing along, happy as a clam, walking behind my mower, getting my steps in, and good thing I stepped quick because I almost stepped in a hole that was like 3 feet deep.
No.
That was hidden by some of the grass.
Like a sinkhole kind of thing?
Yeah, I think so. So careful while you're out there, guys.
Is there gophers out there or anything?
Oh, yeah. We got, Puxatawny Phil and all kinds of things out there. It's like a whole family.
It is a whole ecosystem out there. But if you'd like to volunteer to be a part, I invite you to go to our American Legion Post 61 Facebook page or go to our website and shoot a message to us or keep up to date on when we have our next cleanup events. And of course, we announced here on the radio as well. But if we as many volunteers as we'd like that want to come out there and help out, if you have family out there and you have an invested interest in some of the stuff out there, we could sure use your help. Come and help clean up some of the
for sure. Even if all you do is your family's graves,
that would be
and
amazing.
Maybe one or two around it makes a difference.
Well, and as the proprietors of the cemetery, there are certain things that we as a Legion can and cannot do to graves and things. Like we can't really touch any of that because technically that stone's not our property; it's your property.
Right.
And
and there's a few that have definitely sunk.
Yeah.
So
please go out there. I mean, now as far as cutting grass and weeding and doing everything around them, we can do all that. But we really aren't like if they're now we can notify and tell you, but we're legally not allowed to do stuff on some of that stuff.
Yeah.
So if you have people out there and it's been a minute, or you just please come out, help out, visit. We're trying to there's a reason it's called the Forgotten Cemetery. We're trying to take that moniker away from it.
Yes, that is our goal.
And so this is how we do it: is keeping it clean, keeping it as much as we can here maintained until more money gets sunk into the thing.
But remember, it's all volunteers.
It is all volunteers.
So
yeah.
If we don't have any volunteers this week, nothing's going to get done.
And to make the improvements, it's donations. And unless we have some influx of businesses good with bodies.
Or somebody can, find us a money tree.
We're not going to raise enough money to do the work we need to do out there.
Yeah.
So as a business, it's not going to do
We have donations in place to get a trailer set out there. We got some railroad ties so that we can put the new to us
storage container
out there on the railroad ties, but we haven't purchased that yet.
Sure.
And we're still waiting on the mower to become available. As soon as that happens, bam, it goes into the shop. It's got to get all the blades sharpened and kind of a tune-up overhaul.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all scheduled to happen.
Then it'll hit the ground
very, very soon. But
just in time for the rain to stop, and we won't have to mow for a while.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But if you want to money, we're trying to get while we're talking about that, I'm just going to transition now. Wreaths Across America is also we take money all year for that. But we're now getting into the hot season of asking for folks to donate to Wreaths Across America, another great organization that's national that helps veterans. But how they do so is they have veterans that make wreaths, and then these wreaths, our goal is to get a wreath on every veteran here in Roswell at some point.
The money's starting to trickle in for that. But bear in mind, the family does not make any money off Wreaths Across America.
No, that's strictly to them.
This is passed through.
We're just supporting.
I do have some money that has been donated for Wreaths Across America, and I will push that out shortly. But of course, the Post usually kicks in a few, and
I
the
usually buy a few,
and then some personal ones we usually buy. So we'll start getting those trickling in here in the next week or so. But
right now you can go to roswelllegion.org, go there, and there's a link right there. It says for Wreaths Across America. You click that. That'll take you directly to their page. You can order a wreath or a 10 wreaths or 5 wreaths. And if you want to learn more about where the money's going, more about Wreaths Across America as an organization, get more involved at that level, there's opportunities all through that on that link.
Or you can donate directly to us and just put on the donation that is for Wreaths Across
And we can
America.
handle it for you too.
And we can handle it. That's what a lot of people do is they just pay me either PayPal or actually I took in some cash at the air races.
Okay.
And
Cash App. That worked out pretty well too.
Nobody paid for Wreaths on Cash App yet, but
be the first.
Exactly. It's only $17 a wreath.
Yeah.
I haven't put it on the website yet, but our Cash App is AL Post 61.
Okay.
So,
and I know I don't know the exact date, but usually November the deadline to get for this year will be in, and usually first part of December the wreaths come in, and then we'll
it's
a distribution
usually the
day.
last week of November.
Okay.
Yeah.
I knew it was right around Thanksgiving. That's always what
But so far we have probably much less than 50 wreaths, and there's at least 300 veterans in memory lawn alone.
I would love to have 300 plus this year. That would be a great goal. We haven't never hit that mark yet. That would be nice to
Came
hit.
close one year, about 290, but we have never hit 300.
And to be honest, we could even use more than that because if we happen to fill up memory lawn with every vet, then we'll go down to South Park and help out there. And of course, we do leave one at McBride, and of course, we do leave one at the Veterans Memorial downtown and
Travis County,
and the Veterans Memorial at McBride there and everything else. But there's graves that don't get them out in that end too.
If we had
If
had over 300, I think it's 305 now. But if we have over 305. We'd probably put one out at POWMIA Park and a few other places.
We got plenty of room for them, so don't let 300 be the
any
cap.
overflow. we will find a place to put it.
I think it's just fitting that every single veteran should have a marker like that on their grave during this time of year.
And it just reminds everyone that they have a legacy, that they did serve, that they were
this is that never
a valuable
forget
part of our country.
Mm-hmm. This is that never forget part.
Exactly.
That's not just a saying for people that served and people. This is lives that it never forgets, impacts lives that impacted them and impact what they did and who they are. So, this is a good thing to remember that legacy and remember the spirit of which they did. And that's, again, this is the very part of what makes our country great. Because guess what? All those people, they had different opinions, different thoughts, different ways on how things are. But you know what they all agreed in? That they love this country, and they some were willing to make that sacrifice for that. And
if anybody's out there listening in RISD or even Dexter Hagerman or anything like that, if you would like, the family is more than happy to come out and talk in the classrooms, especially in November when we're going to be talking about
veteran season.
Veteran season. So, that's a way to look at it.
We do POWMIA ceremonies on request. We also do, vets in the classroom. We talk about, veterans, how they served, where they served.
And just life in the military. It's so different from civilian life, and it's fascinating to listen to them talk about just some of the quirks of military life. It's pretty cool.
Kids these days don't really get any of that education anymore. So we put it out there. Then if you would like us to come in, please reach out to us.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's kind of, and of course, and I throw this out to veterans as we get here in November and during that Veterans Day, season there where the schools will be doing their various veterans assemblies, and please participate in them. Go and I say this not to be honored, because I get it. A lot of veterans don't want any of that kind of that thing.
Yeah, y'all are pretty humble folk.
but when a veteran goes to the high schools or goes to the elementary or middle schools at their Veterans Day assembly and let these young men and women see what you did, who these people are, where you come from, and explain. That's what it's about. You're not being. I mean, yes, they're celebrating and you're being celebrated, but this I look at as your duty that you're passing the baton. Because guess what? There's going to be young men and women in that room that are going to need to put that uniform on as they get older and do the same thing you did.
Right.
And
it's unfortunate, but war is part of our world.
And so you're inspiring the next generation to step up and do what you did. And so that's look at it as more your obligation to the next generation in our country than we're just here to. Now, don't get me wrong. We appreciate it. And you deserve every accolade that you get. But that being said, on veterans, I know a lot of you, that's not what drives you. That's not what motivates you. You want nothing to do with that. You rather just be the silent in the back and be quiet and go about your day.
Your stories are important. Yes. They need to know your story. And believe it or not, they actually are interested in hearing your stories.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't realize that up until and through World War II, it was the Department of War. They changed it after World War II because they wanted to make the world believe that we were in a defensive posture. And we kind of were for the most part, except for two little hiccups called Korea and Vietnam. But the reality was it was a worldwide attempt to make the American military seem more passive. Now that we're back to being called the Department of War again, which to me is more accurate as to what we do. I mean, it's not like we're out there making peace. I mean, and the military is a broadsword. It's not a scalpel. So
it
is a little bit more descriptive of what the men and women of the military
is used for much more purposes than what they're intended to be used for.
Yeah, probably a little bit too much. But
they aren't the world's police. They aren't the world's
Meals on Wheels.
Yeah. I mean, we help, but they're not trained to do that kind of thing. They're trained to
not really the purpose of it. That's why
battles.
Having it called the Department of War again is, to me, a little bit more accurate. It seems a little bit more crude, I guess, or provocative. But
I'm an on the nose guy. Like I get people like to make things sound more important than it actually is. I'm an on the nose guy. I'm like, it's kind of like, well, it's the military in a nutshell. Like I was a bomb loader, but if you look at every piece of paper, I'm called an aircraft armament systems specialist. That sounds like I do important things. I load bombs on airplanes. That's what I did.
Yeah. Well, by that moniker, the namesake of our post was a kitchen engineer. So, I mean, the thing is, passive language does very little in society, in my opinion. I guess it's the whole political correctness thing.
Yeah.
To me, if you're a ditch digger, you're a ditch digger,
And there ain't nothing wrong with that either.
No.
That's what I think has gone sideways.
Why is there a stigma to someone who digs ditches? I mean, the man is happy. He's feeding his family. So
that line always makes me laugh.
Leave him alone.
There's the movie Half Baked. It's a dumb joke comedy movie, but there's the Dave Chappelle's in it, and his day job is he's a janitor at a hospital, and the doctor keeps calling him janitor, and he keeps going, "It's custodian, jerk."
Yeah. Yeah, one of my favorite neighbors growing up was a janitor at the local school for like 40 years.
That always makes me laugh. Custodian, jerk.
Yeah. One of my cousins is
That's
too.
why I love Blazing Saddles. It's when he's trying to get unemployment, and he says, "Yes, I coalesce the vapors of the day, and this, that, and the next thing." And she says, "Oh, you're a BS artist,
Nice.
Did you try to BS last week?" I just love that movie because it just cuts right to the chase.
Well, that's Mel Brooks. That's what Mel Brooks made Mel Brooks funny is, all those History of the World, all of them.
It's unfortunate that we can't make those movies anymore.
Yeah, I know. Well, never mind. I was going to.
I know, but you asked Cleavon Little. It was the time of his life to be in that movie.
Well, it makes me laugh that 20, 30 years later, people you realize that movie's spoofing everything you're claiming.
Everything.
Yeah, nothing was sacred.
You're saying it does this. It's like, it's making fun of all that. It's pointing out how ridiculous everything you're saying is bad is really bad, and they're doing it in a joking way. But see how ridiculous this looks.
Yep.
Does anybody think to act like this?
Well,
No.
And then before that, it was Monty Python.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody thinks that they're glorifying stuff by these skits that they were doing. No, they were poking right in the eye.
That's right. They're putting the mirror back up on you.
Yeah, I know. Yep. So, anyway, we've got Eastern New Mexico State Fair is going to start next week for us on Monday. We'll be in the educational building, and we'll be in the commercial building.
Yes. If you want to talk to people, we'll be in the commercial building.
Yeah.
Yes.
The education building will have a display and information if you want to learn more about us. But if you want to talk to us live and everything, we'll be in the commercial building.
Yeah, and if you didn't get your air race coins, we'll have those.
Okay.
We have a few left, so stop by our booth and pick one up so that you can commemorate the air races.
The first
one
ever?
First ever air races. Yep. There's only 500 of these coins, so I mean,
there's not that many left, but that's how many we made.
That's how many there were out there, and that's all they're going to be. So you've got one of 500.
We're not making any more of them. So
not for this year, anyway. So,
well, yeah, we'll see. We might even make it a little bit.
That's the problem with the coin is you got to have a
might make it even more limited edition next year. Because
that's the one thing is because if you got to have a first one, you got to have another one. You know what I mean? To make the series. Yeah, that would be good. Let's say, all right. Only going to be 250 this time, or whatever that number is, and make it a little more
collectible.
Yeah, exactly.
Price might be a little higher, but yes.
Yeah,
but they'll be more valuable. But
we still got a couple of shirts left over. We've got steering wheel covers now again. Which
great! Those are popular.
Everybody's been asking for them. We got them.
Okay.
So.
Will they be at the farmers market on Saturday?
Yep.
Yeah, we have them at the farmers market, but we will definitely have them all at.
And I believe this is Chili Cheese Festival weekend, isn't it?
Well, you can't really say it's Chili Cheese
or just
anymore.
Cheese Festival,
Chili,
or just Chili Festival. Sorry,
right?
Forgot.
Leprino pulled out.
There's no cheese, just chili.
Yeah.
So it's
and
Chili
how
Festival.
can you have chili without cheese? But that's me.
I don't know. Unless you just
we'll
eggs
be
or something.
at farmers market this weekend and Eastern New Mexico State Fair. After that, we're on a little bit of a hiatus until, of course, Veterans Day, which is November 8th this year for us.
Well, for the parade.
Well, the day
Saturday
is the 11th, but the parade and everything starts.
Be Saturday.
November 8th.
And we are still looking for a speaker.
Yes, we are. However, Charles Eastless told me last night that he thinks he's got somebody.
This year, because each year of our Veterans Celebration, we kind of pick a different theme. And like in years past, like I believe, we've done Vietnam era, Korean War, so forth. This year, it's women in uniform. That is our theme for this year. So we really, 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 really would like to have a former or current serving female being our guest speaker.
And a big shout out to Pioneer Bank. They made a contribution this year for the Veterans Day Parade.
Yes, we appreciate that. And we could use some more. If there are any businesses or organizations would like to contribute to the Veterans Parade, please go through our American Legion website, Facebook, or
it's on the right-hand side.
Yep. Just, all donations go to help cover costs of the parade.
Yes.
And to support our programs.
Expenses and everything. Now, they're on November the 8th there, or 9th, whatever day that's Saturday. 8th. We will meet just like we normally do here on the Chavez County Courthouse lawn about 8:30. The presentation will begin about 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
And then we'll have a presentation there at the Veterans Memorial there, right there on the courthouse lawn. We have a few guest speakers, usually mayor, a few other dignitaries speak. And then, like I said, we hope to have our guest speaker.
Well, we don't usually have politicians speak, but
just a few words. I mean, just a couple.
Usually the mayor will come out there and do his proclamation and stuff, but I haven't even approached the mayor's office for that yet this year. But
maybe he's listening.
A couple of people that we have already signed up. Cannon Air Force Base is going to send their honor guard again this year. Of course, we have the Roswell, Chavez County Roswell Honor Guard will be there doing various stuff for the presentation.
We'll have the wreaths
Tom
again.
Blake, I asked him to sing again this year. He said yes. Of course, the Youth Challenge will be out there with their garrison flag. I spoke to them.
I was wondering if they were going to make it this year.
I spoke to them at the air races.
That's always so impressive when they roll that out and use it. It's cool.
And I got approached by NIMI this year. They wanted to put their marching band in our parade.
That was so much fun.
Love that.
So I'm still trying to coordinate with their band director, but
Would love that.
He keeps sending me emails. I keep missing him. So we'll get that worked
eventually,
out.
The ships will cross paths in the night somewhere.
And of course, we're hoping for classic cars and all those guys, too.
We'd love to have them.
Yep.
My understanding from Larry is he probably has made arrangements to have coffee.
Okay.
So we should have a coffee vendor out front there.
Will this be on the courthouse or
courthouse lawn?
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I haven't specifically talked to Larry what he's got set up at the Wool Bull, but it seems to me that the majority of everything's going to be down at the courthouse this year. The only vendor, to my knowledge, at the courthouse is going to be coffee.
Okay.
Which is probably a good thing because everybody.
It's freezing.
It's usually chilly on that morning.
Everybody complains until the donut shop opens. So, I know that he's made arrangements for some of the bands and stuff for those schools are going to be coming back.
Love it.
Woohoo.
We're going to have a lot of music at this year's Veterans Parade.
Jen spoke to the guy with the tractors. He's planning on being in the parade. So we'll have those big green
and of
John
course,
Deeres.
Veterans, everybody, if you want to put something in the parade, reach out to us here. And of course, if you're a veteran, there a lot of these folks are looking for veterans to kind of ride along with them. I know the VA Transport always.
Well, the Southeast Veterans Transport is usually there to help.
Yeah.
We've got I cannot remember who Larry said it was, but we've got a parade marshal.
Mm-hmm. I think we got a couple of those, but I can't remember who he said either.
I like hearing
in
that.
their 90s, I think.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But a lot of times we'll go pick them up and stuff,
Sure.
and then.
And I mean, anybody's welcome to join the parade, even if you want to just put a sign, Happy Veterans Day or whatever on your daily driver.
If you want to show love to veterans and be in the parade, then come on down.
Yeah, it'd be great fun for the kids,
And
too.
I know Richland generally has some cars in the parade, and a lot of times
they're driving the
take our
the parade
marshals.
marshal.
But I haven't had any direct conversations with
Richland. We're coming.
Yeah.
And we've been hit and miss on our parade meetings this year. So we're going to have another one really soon. But I finally got all of the permits in place.
Woohoo!
It took a little longer this year because of the Department of Transportation for New Mexico. They went to an all online system, and
they're
they've
still working
got
the bugs out, huh?
They have a few bugs to work out on that.
So you want the
even
road
when
in Santa Fe? No, Roswell.
Yeah.
Even when they first gave me the permit, I downloaded, none of the signatures were on the forms, and I had to have them email the signed ones to me.
Oops.
And they're like, oh, we got to fix that. I'm like, yeah, there you go.
No, just keep having it broke.
Yeah.
Roswell was really quick this year. Once we got the signed copies from DOT, they pretty much didn't argue it at all.
All right.
Don was able to get to that set meeting before he blasted off to Greece.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Our jet setter. He's back home.
He's back home,
but yeah. So
full of stories, I'm sure.
I hope
well,
so.
he's going to be gone, I guess, next week or something like that. So
he's
He's busy.
Quite the gallivanter. Yeah.
He is. He's very busy.
Well,
frolicking all over the world.
Some people make all their money and then they just sit on it like a miser and give it to their kids. He spends it all on travel. So.
Good for him.
Yep.
Yeah, and Don does this from time to time, like because he's a world traveler. He's been to Africa, India. You know, he's been all over the world.
I think he's been to all 7 continents.
Yeah, I think so. Has he been in Antarctica yet? That might be the one on
he did his cruise.
Did he do a cruise there?
Yeah,
that doesn't surprise me.
I don't know if he's gone to South America yet or not. I'll have to ask him.
I myself have never been to South America or Australia. I flew over Australia, but I never landed
I've
there.
been to Australia, I've been to Asia, and I've been to Europe.
Yeah, I've
and
been
North
to all
America,
those,
obviously.
Well, yeah. I've been to all
that
those,
one was easy.
But I haven't, and of course the Caribbean.
Yeah. I got to go to Australia when I was a teenager. I went to
See, and I've never even left
Scouts.
the U.S.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Yeah, that was through Scouts, actually. I went to World Jamboree in Sydney, Australia.
Oh, that's
Scouts
cool.
were kind of loosely still looking for a Cub master. Dusty was doing a good job for us, but her life became very complicated, so we're probably looking for a replacement.
Okay.
The building, well, what to say about the building? We've finally got them to tear the roof off the old building, but then work sort of stopped.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure where we're at there, but we got to get the rest of that building torn down. We had Job Corps. We had Job Corps lined up to help us out with that, and then Job Corps got all our funding cut. So now we're back to paying to have the building torn down. So that's what the delay has been. So
I don't know. We got a bunch of military people, and they know what explosives. We can get this thing down.
I know. I'm just saying.
Boy,
5 minutes.
I know a guy that used to load bombs.
Right?
So.
Oh, boy.
Say, I mean, we have the know-how. We can do that.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, and I've known a couple firebugs. So I mean, there you go. I am not by any means suggesting any of that happen.
No, this is all in
I'm
jest.
saying that once we get that building torn down, we also learned that we're not going to be grandfathered in, so the building has to move away from 2nd Street. But it's not going to be 40 feet like we originally thought it needed to be. It's only going to be like, I think it's 20 feet.
Okay.
But
something like that.
The whole property is basically going to be redesigned. We're also looking to combine the two properties, 603 and 605, into one.
Okay.
Because until that happens, when we build the building, there has to be easement between 603 and 605.
Because they're two separate.
There's two separate properties.
Makes sense.
So life is...
Of course, it'll just be making it easier for utilities instead of getting 2 water bills, 2 electric bills.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
Yeah.
Less likely to drop something into the cracks.
Yeah. So that'll be nice. But again, if you'd like to donate and contribute to that also is another way you can help out.
Absolutely.
And you can earmark, like, say if you want to donate money and you're like, no, I want that for memory lawn only, no problem. We can make sure that goes to, or you say, no, put this towards your building. We can do that, or put
scouts,
this, or put this towards
shipments.
scouts,
speaking of shoulder shipments, I have 2 boxes that I would like to send to overseas soldiers. I just need an address.
Okay.
Yeah,
so if
anybody
somebody
out
knows
there
somebody
who has a deployed, any of your kids are deployed or family, or
not
what have you.
stationed somewhere, but deployed.
Yeah.
Like if their permanent duty station's Germany, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about their normal duty stations wherever,
and
they're sitting
Kuwait
in they're sitting in Afghanistan or Kuwait or wherever, and wherever they Qatar, wherever they're sticking you now.
Yeah, we just want to send something to let them know that we still remember. They're still thought of.
We're looking for the needy. Yeah, we're not necessarily looking for the coddled.
What about like the long TV? Like if they're like at remote places like Iceland or
Korea
that would work
or something
too.
like that.
Because if they're just kind of out there in the
sometimes you get
boondocks.
those where you got to sit in a year for a place that's usually not very nice.
Yeah, if you're living on a floating supermarket, it probably is no big deal for us to send stuff to you. But
But yeah, we're just trying to
live in a tent somewhere and you're having a hard time finding sanitary products.
Well, and you understand this as well. When you get on these deployments, sometimes it's the little things that make the difference. It literally does. You're like, oh, great, some talcum powder would be nice.
Yeah.
Or some beef jerky. I'm so sick of these MREs. I'm sick of this.
I don't want to be crude or anything, but a lot of times feminine products.
Yeah.
The military has absolutely no.
It's run by.
They have no creativity as choices.
Put it this way: it's like toilet paper. There's Charmin, and then there's the bare minimum standard of paper.
Yeah,
that's what we're talking about for feminine hygiene products.
We're going to send you the one ply.
Yeah.
Yes,
or you can get the triple ply quilted jobber.
There you go.
Treats your butt like a.
Yeah. So one of the biggest requests we've received from deployed female personnel is. They want their specific types.
Better quality hygiene products.
They want some kind of amenity or some comfort of home.
Sure. I imagine some lotions or some kind of, smell good, feel good type.
I think it's interesting.
Moisturizers
and something that makes you feel like a girl.
Yeah.
The last time we sent a soldier shipment, they opened the boxes and pulled out all the earbuds because they claimed that they had batteries in it. There was no batteries in them.
No, they're just
earbuds.
There's wires and whatnot.
They
no
stole them.
But that's
they
okay.
took them all out and shipped the rest of it back.
Somebody needed earbuds. That's all I'm saying. Hey, I get this stuff for free. I just confiscate it from care packages.
So we're being as frugal as we can, but we want to,
Sure. Want to make sure it actually gets to the people that it's intended to.
So we got distracted here, but if you got someone deployed, let us
Please reach out. Yeah.
Yeah, you can call us at 575-268-0220, or you can shoot us a message from our website, roswelllegion.org.
Absolutely. Yeah. And
commander at roswelllegion.org or post at roswelllegion.org. That'll get you there.
That'll do it too.
The auxiliary got branched off a couple of days ago.
Yay, we got our very own website.
They are no longer, they were piggybacking off of us until last week. Now they're a fully stood up website and email system. So
good deal.
President at roswellala.org is now.
Shoot directly and out of Lee's prying eyes. Just kidding.
It just occurred to me that unit at roswellala.org may not work right now, so I'm going to have to
tweak that one.
There's always something to do, isn't there?
But please reach out. You're certainly invited to our next meeting. We always meet the first Thursday of the month, except for this week because there'll be the fair next week, so we're going to push it back a week.
October 9th. Check the website for details. I put a notice up there to let you know whenever our meetings are delayed or changed.
But it'll be 6 p.m. at the Chamber of Commerce that Thursday. Again, it'll be the second Thursday.
I think it's October 9th.
Yeah, that sounds right too. But other than that, it's normally the first Thursday of the month. And we start at 6 p.m. We'd love to have, if you're interested in any part of our Legion family, as auxiliary or a son or a Legionnaire, or if you're even interested in, starting being the writers, we're working on that.
Or if you just want to come make a presentation to veterans about some project
you want
that
to
you
talk
got
to
going
veterans
on.
about something, we usually, it's
if you need help getting into the system or what have you, RVSO has been hit and miss as of late, but we can help point you in the right direction. I know that Ben Mendoza has taken over for Dagmar, who was in the Carlsbad office. Then when she moved to Albuquerque, Ben Mendoza took over her position, but he is in the Roswell office with Danielle.
Okay.
So we know that Eddy and Lee County are covered from Roswell at this point.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, please reach out. We can help navigate some of that stuff and do that. And of course, if you want to be a part of it, we'd love to have we do work as a family. Yes, we have our own auxiliary, we have our own Legion, we have our own son, but we meet and work as one team as far as the big picture stuff.
Absolutely.
And the more members we have, the more things we can do.
Absolutely. Don't forget, we will be out at the farmers market on Saturday.
Bright and early.
As we are through the rest of however many are left here. Can't imagine there's too many more left.
I think they're going until the 12th of October.
They're actually going later this year, but we generally stop once Eastern New Mexico State Fair starts. So
gotcha.
This Saturday will very likely be the last
final
one for us.
Okay. And then, of course, we'll be at the fair all
week. They keep going, but we'll be at the fair all week. And
if I remember reading the thing, if you're looking for us at the fair, we're going to be in the middle section of the commercial building this year, in the middle row.
Space 40.
Yeah.
45.
A lot of times we're on the edges, but this year we got them in the middle.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. We were on the east. Well, not the east wall, but the east side.
Yeah, the row facing the east wall.
But we were in the...
Now we're facing west.
Yeah, but now we're just basically on the other side.
Okay.
So we're in the middle section down probably near the hot tub people. That's where they generally sit right there in the middle.
Yeah,
so.
I think we're like a booth in from the school, the college down there.
They should let assign time, I'm just saying, fill up one of them hot tubs. I'm like, hey, can I come in at 2 o'clock and hang out for 15, 20 minutes? I'll be back at 3:30.
I don't believe they've ever filled them up in there. I always see them empty and open.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I've seen some with water in them.
You want to get popular? Let people hot tub for a little bit.
I suppose, yeah.
You could put up a privacy curtain.
I guess.
Clothing is not optional.
It would be if you had a privacy curtain.
You have to wear clothing.
Yeah, bathing suit required.
Yeah, destroy those hot tub filters.
And no funnel cakes or nothing in the hot tub.
Funnel cakes.
Oh, yeah.
Or any drinks in a...
I think we should stop this conversation right now.
I'm just saying. You're in that fair all day long. You're like, I'd love to sit in that hot tub for 15 minutes.
Stick my feet in there, yeah.
I wouldn't mind having my feet soaked somewhere.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Just saying.
But with my new chair, I can lay down, so I'm pretty damn happy with that.
Yeah.
So.
I think you should start making some movies with that. Just have you laying and cruising and just doing a...
Yeah.
Didn't they already make a movie about that?
I don't know.
I'm just saying.
Hot tub time machine or something.
You could be a TikTok sensation if you do it right.
I don't think
Yes.
But in the meantime, yes, please visit us out at the fair. Please join us this Saturday for one more time out at the farmers market. Please join us when our next cleanup events, when we have those happening here. Veterans Parade, mark it on your calendars for November 9th, that Saturday morning on the courthouse lawn here at 8:30, 9 o'clock for the ceremonies. And then the parade will kick off right after our ceremonies.
November 8th.
Yeah, November 8th.
You said 9th.
That I meant 8th. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then, of course, as soon as the ceremony's there, the parade will head towards the Wool Bowl, heading south on Main Street, or north on Main Street, I'm saying, that particular day.
Wow.
It's been a long week,
backwards.
man. My head's spinning backwards.
And a big shout out to all the guys that came out and mowed the inner circle at Memory Lawn.
Appreciate them.
Yeah.
We will need you again.
Yes. We're planning on doing it possibly Friday or Sunday this week. So check Facebook, the Memory Lawn Memorial Cemetery Facebook page.
Friday. Weather-wise, Friday would be better.
Okay.
There's a 40% chance of rain on Sunday.
Well, and Sunday we're kind of busy. So.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Friday is 87, but it's not raining.
All right. So
bonus there.
Well, it'll probably be Friday then. So check
I'll
Facebook.
leave you with this last thought. RoswellLegion.org and 575-268-0220. Call me, email me, commander@roswelllegion.org. We need to hear from you. So if you want to support us,
yes,
either by coming out, helping out, or if you want to be a sponsor this year, anything $250 and above, you get mentioned here on the radio and any kind of advertisements that we end up doing. So help us out. We need your help.
Reese Across America, too. Go to RoswellLegion.org to participate in that. And like you said, if you want to contribute to Veterans Parade or Memory Lawn or any of our other causes, please, RoswellLegion.org. Go there and do
Absolutely.
Scholarships, too, if you want to learn about our scholarships and all that. That's
I
what the
just
website
gave out another $2,500.
We're also giving away money as we take your money.
Jewel Joy just got $2,500 for her education down in Las Cruces. So.
It's a great name, by the way. Jewel Joy.
Right?
Jewel Joy.
Very
she was
bright
brought
and
to us by our adjutant, Charlie Rice.
A lot of people like fake pen names and DJ names to get names like that. She just got one. You know?
Nice.
Good for her. Well, thank you guys.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate
we'll
it.
see you guys next time and rest up for the week ahead.
Oh, yes. We're going to need it.
Okay, thanks, Mike.
Thanks, guys. It's 9:56. We're going to pause for news, and we'll work in your Dallas Cowboys report for the Kick Me Off the Radio. Don't go away.
With your Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. The city of Artesia says the Grand Street project is now complete and open in both directions. For this project, the city replaced an old water line underneath the road. The old pipe had been leaking, and that impacted several homes in the area. Replacing the pipe eliminates those leaks and also improves water pressure and reliability to homes in the area, according to the city. The city also says the project was completed about 3 weeks ahead of schedule. A Carlsbad man is now facing allegations that he broke into a police cruiser and stole an officer's gun. The detective unit was broken into back in April. An AR-15 rifle was taken. Security cameras at the detective's home captured a man in a white SUV parked outside. A man gets out of the SUV and breaks into the patrol car. Well, now Carlsbad police say they linked the SUV to 24-year-old Cody Boyd in late August. The stolen gun has also since been recovered. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Hey everyone, with your Cowboys Report, I'm Christy Scales. With Micah and the Packers coming to town this weekend, it's a bad time to have injuries along the offensive line. But that's the case for the Cowboys, who'll be without 2 starters Sunday. Find out the plan for reinforcements after this.
Whether you're getting ready to purchase a home, setting up a college fund for your kids, or preparing for retirement, you're working hard to live a life you love. And you deserve peace of mind knowing your home, loved ones, and future are protected. At SWBC, we can help you assess your personal situation and create a customized solution to make sure you're prepared for whatever life throws your way. Visit SWBC.com to learn about your mortgage, insurance, and wealth management options today. That's SWBC.com.
Cowboys Nation is big because everything's bigger in Texas. And Reliant has the energy to power it all. From home field advantage to home sweet home, Reliant has Dallas Cowboys fans all across the Lone Star State covered for every electric moment this season and beyond. Reliant, proud to be the official energy provider of your Dallas Cowboys.
Reliant, PUCT number 10007.
When new offensive line coach Connor Riley joined the Cowboys this year, he didn't think Micah Parsons would be on the visiting team when the Packers play here Sunday. Coach Riley also didn't know he'd be without two starters, Cooper Beebe and Tyler Booker, who'll miss the game with ankle injuries. Brock Hoffman will start again at center for Beebe, and TJ Bass will take on the role for Booker this week. Riley says the fact both Hoffman and Bass got work last year with Dak brings a degree of confidence to the QB and the rest of the offense.
The number one thing that you have to do is really build a level of trust with them all. If you can truly be honest with them, then to me you can really develop a plan that's going to allow them to be successful.
The game this weekend is prime time Sunday Night Football. With the Cowboys Report, I'm Christy Scales.
Your home for Armed American Radio is 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
And that's 10 o'clock. That's going to do it for us. Have an amazing day. Thank you so much for allowing us to be a part of your day. We'll be back bright and early, 7 a.m. tomorrow. Till then,